Yo, well, that was a bit of a manic rush, I'm afraid to say. I literally I had it all set up, but I'd forgot that my little Riley boy, he now goes to bed about 7 o'clock. So, of course, he was asking questions. Where am I going? And he weren't too keen on the situation of me having the live stream without him. So, it was a very quick bath, popcorn, bit of a movie night with him, and then up the bedtime story and done. By the time I got down to the kitchen, it was 28 minutes past. I had 2 minutes to come down here with a laptop, with my coffee and my Coke and what have you. And anyway, we are here. How you doing? 40 in the house. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And we are live. Welcome to the Micks Mowers show, live Saturday night with me, Mickey Mowers. Hope you're doing well. Hiya, Hayden, mate. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, brother. I'll get around to the chat in a minute, guys and girls. So if you are in the chat and you're asking questions, just hang fire for a minute. I will do my normal sort of intro and what have you, and then I'll get to the questions a bit later. So if you've got a question that needs answering, let me know a bit later on, and I'll go through the chat in a little while. So I need a sip of my old Coke. I know that for a fact. How you all doing then? It's been a little while. I'm covering for Conker, apparently. Hi, Martin. I'm covering for Conker, apparently. Yeah. Apparently, I asked Ken. Ken was too busy. I asked Klaus, couldn't understand him. They asked Hank, he fell asleep. So he asked around, and then he asked me, and I said, well, if I've got to do it, but it's going to cost you £50 a minute. Checks in the post, as Conker would say. Hi, Ollie. I'll see, mate. How you doing? Well, greetings from New York. My God. Hi, Gary. So, right, yeah, welcome to Micks Mowers show, live Saturday night. I might have put my heat on it. How cold is it in here? 8 degrees. I might have to put the heat on. We'll see how we get on. So what have I been up to since the last lot I've seen you? Well, I've been up to quite a bit. Hello, Dick. Nice to see you, mate. How you doing? Well, buddy boy. So I picked up 2 more vintage bits of kit. I picked up 2 little tiny rototillers with Jap engines on them. They're quite cool. Pick them up. I'm picking up a little red snapper tomorrow. My shed, I've had a right sort out my shed. My shed looks now A1. I tell you something, my shed will probably be voted for this year's tidiest shed of the year award. So I'm quite pleased with my shed at the moment. The shed is very, very tidy, very, very clean. It looks, need to do something with it, don't I? Again, it's getting back to the state where it was before. So yeah, tidiest shed of the year award goes to Micks Mowers. I don't think it does. So I've been working on a little hater today. Hater Kestrel, not many of those about. Hater Harrys, yes. Hater Sprites, yes. Hater Hawks, yes. But I found a little hater Kestrel, which is quite nice. So I picked one of those up. That's just over there. That's been done. I had a little problem with it. It was revving. It was running a little tiny bit lumpy, and it was the air filter. So I had to sort that out. But since I put a new air filter in, it now runs. I can only get it to run at 35,000 RPM. I can't get it running lower than that. So I might have to look at it, so I can't have to buy an original filter for it and go from there. I've got the original filter in the bin. I might clean it and put it back and see if it makes a difference. So that was that. Who's that ringing me up? Conker's ringing me up. It's Conker. Look, he thinks it's funny because he's not doing a lot. So I'll listen to him. Hello. Hello. Conker. Oh, the old call and hang up gag, eh? Okay. Right, so I'll be getting him back later on because he's coming down my house on Monday. And as he's coming down my house on Monday, he'll now be paying double for the parts that he wants. So he's here again. 2 seconds, Bill. Hold on. I can't.
Oh, mate, you doing?
I'm all right. I'm just doing a live stream for some for some whelk from the West Country. What's up?
How you doing, mate?
I'm doing.
I hope it goes well tonight, mate.
What I've just said, because you've interrupted my live stream, the parts that you want Monday are now going to cost you double.
Checks in the post.
Yeah, all right. Have a good night. Don't go kissing too many turkeys' bums, will you?
Yeah, you have a good one.
Yeah, right. Ta-da. So that's my mate Conker. He's off to some kind of private meeting amongst men. You know what I mean? The private meeting amongst men. I don't know what they got up to over there, but it involves wearing big rubber gloves and turkeys. That's all I'm saying. So I'm keeping well out of it. So yeah, Hater Kestrel's been done. I need to fire up my own lawnmower, my own pride and joy, because that was winterized last year. I picked up an absolute stonker. Video's got to come out yet. I picked up the Hater Kestrel and a Mountfield with a roller, but I picked up a nice little FS40 strimmer. It ain't been used. It's 2014. It's never ever been fired up from the date it was purchased. I think someone bought it, kept it for 8 years, threw it out. That's what I did. Buy a machine, keep it, throw it out. You'll see in the video come out in a week or so. Absolutely pucker machine. Lovely machine. So that's that. Apart from that, I've been working just on bits and bobs, trying to keep the old videos coming for you, doing a few little reviews here and there, which I hope you enjoy those. These people from Viva like to send some free stuff out. So I'm doing a few reviews for them. And I've also got a company, can't remember the name of the company, it is Chinese, but they want to send me a robotic lawnmower. It's a thing. Apparently, you put it on your lawn and you set it, and then it goes off and it cuts your lawn. So it's not really my cup of tea, but I'm going to give it a go, see what it's all about, and go from there. I like something with a roller and with a grass bag. I like stripes. That's what it is. But they're sending me this robotic mower, apparently. So we'll have a go at that, see what that's all about. So doing that, loads of vintage stuff still coming in. Mowers, more mowers than the proverbial, and we'll go from there. So that's good. So what I'll do is I'll put the link out in the chat in a minute. Here's me. Where's my rules? Anyone see my rules? There's my rules. There's my rules. Read them. If you can't read them, get someone to read them. If you can't abide by them, away you go. That bit of rules of the stream, and my moderators are dressed in blue. And if you don't behave yourself, they will time you out. They delete your comment and they ban you. Simple as that. That's just the way it goes. So make sure you behave yourselves. And when you come up on panel, comment section back. When you come on panel, all I ask is that you're fully clothed. You're is the streamer. Is the streamer? Is that the streamer you showed me? Yeah, Aiden, yeah, it is, mate. Yeah, that's the streamer. It's sold now. When you come on a panel, you must be fully clothed. You must be over 18 years old. You must be kind and courteous to other people on the panel. And if there's any swearing or anything like that, any naughtiness, you're going to go down until you behave yourself. Simple as that. So if you can't be fully courteous to other people on the panel, and you can't just get along, don't come up. Simple as that. Okay, so just do what you got to do. And we have a nice stream. So apart from that, hopefully Klaus won't turn up because he said he wasn't going to come this week. But you know, it's like a bad smell. Just turns up, and 53, 55 in the house. So let's go through the old chat. See who's here. Let me put my pin-up chat over here. Move it over. So first in the house. Come on, Mr. Pop-out chat. Behave yourself. Right. Oh, a bit too small. First in the house. Let me put my link out whilst I'm mucking about with that, and then they can get themselves ready, can't they? Copy that. Put that into there. Boom. Away that goes. Now, I think I've still got 10 spaces on. I'm still paying for a big stream. I don't know if I'm not. We have to say hello, Chris Hale. Let's see what we've got in the chat then. We'll go from there, shall us? So I'll put the old subscriber only mode on. I will turn it off in a minute. It's just whilst I'm not watching the chat, whilst I'm eating my who we got? We've got Pete Froud in the house. Hello, Pete. DNR Small Engine in the house. I see Henry's in the house. Hello, Hank. You're still awake. Ken in the house too. Hello, boy. We've got Glenn Rogers in the house. Hello, Glenn. Hayden in the house. Hello, buddy boy. Dan84 in the house. Nice to see you. Bill playing with tools. Nice to see you, Bill. Hayden again. Daz again. Hobby Motor. Don't know who that is. I know he's sort of grounded tonight. He's around his in-laws. He's hoping to get a bit of free time, but I don't think he's going to get it. Darth Sidious in the house. Hello, Darth. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Randy's in the house too. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. It's going to jump like crazy. I'll go back to the top. It's going to jump. That's it. Bill's talking to absolutely everybody. Mac 210 in the house. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Randy Tools again. Tim Grass Cutter Palmer in the house. Jordan. Hello, Jordan. Then I got disconnected off of it. I got disconnected. That's going to be a thing, isn't it? That's going to be disconnected all the way. So I'm going to get my pop-out chat from my other one, don't I? I'll bring that back out. Pop-out chat. Because I walked down the shed from my house, it cut my internet out, didn't it? That's what it did. Then we'll go back to there then, and then we'll come into there. All right, let's try that. Let's try that. Yeah. So with Jordan, Bald Eagle in the house, Bruce's Shop in the house, Rob Small Engine in the house, Rob Mower should be here, hopefully, mate, next week. A bit of luck. Don't mention to anyone about Bruce going to a lardy-dardy restaurant, right? The Yacht Club, and then he spelled ice cream down his shirt. Don't nobody mention it, okay? Dick Small Engine in the house. So Dick, nice to see you, mate. Gary Ross in the house. Mark Whiteley in the house. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Matt Gibbs in the house. Hello, Matt. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, buddy boy. Rusted and rolling. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Gary Ross, done you. Rob Small Engines. Randy Tools. Hayden's in there again. Rob Small Engines. Gary Ross again. Chris Hale in the house. There's the link. I've got 51 in the house. Michael Roberts. Have I come to the right place? Micks Mowers shed. Mate, my shed is a time zone of its own. Chris Hale in the house again. Hayes Machine. Yo, Mickey. You're so fine. You're so fine. Blow my man head. Mickey. Hello, James. Nice to see you, mate. Thanks for popping on in. Hope you're doing well. Right, let's get some people in the events. As I say, just remember to be nice, be courteous, get along. If you can't get along, go home. Simple as that. And we've got Brucey's shop in the house. Brucey's shop here. Brucey.
Hello there.
You're very quiet. Let me turn you up a smidge.
Oh.
That's my idea. How you doing, Bruce?
Excellent. How are you?
Yeah, that's better. I'm doing Merry Christmas. I'm doing very well.
Yeah.
Where you been then, Bruce? Have you been somewhere nice?
Yes. The Vallarta Yacht Club.
The Vallarta Yacht Club. Did you have to wear them sort of funny shoes? They're like deck shoes. What do they call them shoes? Where they're like pleated around the fronts. What are they called?
I don't know.
Moccasin. They're like a moccasin sort of thing.
I don't know much about boats.
What's all that spamming going on there, Sparky boy? Will you delete that comment, please, Sparky? With too many emojis in it, mate. For me, you know that. You don't much about boats.
No.
So you went to a yacht club. You went to a yacht club, but you don't know much about boats. Yeah,
we were invited out by friends that have more money than we do, and they took us out to the Vallarta Yacht Club.
Sounds very nice.
It was nice, and I had a wonderful meal.
What did you have to eat?
Well, it was a Spanish cast iron big bowl full of sausage and arrachera steak and jalapenos, and it was good with corn tortillas. Pretty good.
Oh, lovely. And what did you have for pudding?
I had ice cream, and I smeared it all over. You know, you come on a vacation like this, you bring one good shirt, and I streamed that chocolate ice cream all over my beautiful one shirt.
So, but to be fair, it was a bit of a brown shirt, brownie sort of tan shirt.
Yeah, a dark shirt. Yeah.
Had it been like raspberry ripple, man, you'd have been in trouble. You know what I mean?
There's my picture with my arm over the stain.
James Hayes Machinery says, did the owner of the boat need a small engine repairing or something, Bruce? ?
No, actually, he is from Canada, and he's just a member of the Vallarta Yacht Club.
Oh, he's a member, is he? Oh, no. Right, let's. Who else got up here? We got a serious sponsor here. We got Micks Mowers and Mower Man, just for slightly more happier version. Hi, Kenny boy.
Good evening.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
In the parlor.
We're visiting my mum. I was in the shop all morning, so I came over to visit my mum.
Good.
She's watching girls basketball, so I'm in here.
Wait, so your mum's watching something else whilst Micks Mowers is on?
I can't watch girls basketball. It just doesn't.
No, what I'm saying is you need to get your mum in here to watch Micks Mowers instead of basketball. That's what we need to be doing.
You couldn't peel her away.
Okay, we'll have to work on that. So we've also got in the house my mate Billy Boy. Here comes Billy Boy. Hi, Billy Boy.
Hey, Mick. How you doing?
Doing very well indeed. Hope you're doing well. Have you been busy, Bill?
Well, it's a normal Texas spring. You know, a few tornadoes, a little bit of hail, replacing skylights. It's business as usual.
It's what we call over here moderate weather.
Yeah, they say there may be a bit of weather tonight, and there's an 80-mile-an-hour winds, and they show buildings getting blown off into the distance.
Yeah, 80 miles an hour over here generally means you may need a hat. That's what that tends to stand for. Yeah, cool. And we've also got Hank coming on here too. Hank is normally asleep, but Hank's wide awake, also wearing a Micks Mowers and Merman shirt and hat to see. It's very nice to see. No hobby motoring going on here, I see. Very nice to see indeed.
How you doing?
How you doing, Hank? You doing well?
I'm doing fantastic. I woke up for the Micks Mowers show.
There you go. You woke up for the Micks Mowers show. That's stunning, Hank. You normally spend half a day asleep in your chair, don't you?
More than that.
How are you getting through the M&Ms? How are they doing? Because last time I saw you had about 3/4 of a jar of M&Ms, and we had to have a talk. Oh, you got a new jar. Oh,
that's
you
a
got
new jar, yeah.
one. Yeah, that's a new jar. That didn't look like that. Yes, Hank did it. No. You've done that one proper.
Yeah.
Good. Hiya, Al. Nice to see you, mate. Thanks for popping in. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. I'll put the link out again in case anyone else wants to come up. Just remember, just be courteous, be nice, and be fully clothed and over 18 years old. And if you can't do any of those things, then you can be going. So that's good. So let's get into it. Let's have some discussions. Apart from Bruce, of course, who's just been sat on his arse sunbathing, getting drunk. I think we'll start with you, Bruce. I did see a video of the drawing day. You know, I keep saying the drawing day. The crayons on the old street art.
Yes. Chalk art.
Are you there? What's it called? Chocolate?
Chalk art.
Chalk art. That looked like a good old event to go to.
Yeah, it was really nice, and we made a day of it. So I'm going to stand up. So it was very, very nice. Thank you.
Brucey, did they do the kind where it looks like you're falling through the sidewalk?
Yes, and it's hard to pick up with a camera lens, but when you're standing there, there's some of them are quite 3D, like three-dimensional. Yeah, it was great. My last video from Mexico, I think it was. There's people.
I saw a guy do one of those. It looked like a big cavern with a balance beam in between, and he's like this. He's like making believe he's walking on it, and it's all flat.
One guy did a what do they call it? The sundial, and it was exactly right to the minute. Pretty cool.
Oh, so he had something set up in it?
He just held his cane or his walking stick in the center, and the shadow of the walking stick showed you what time it was. Very cool.
I do that to my wife every once in a while. With my walking stick, I'll tell her what time it is, and she'll go, "You're full of shit."
And you're right. And you're within a few minutes.
Yeah.
Hank, can you get your missus in the room again? Just say it in front of everybody else, so we can all see it. Always see you say that.
But you checked your watch first, right?
Yeah.
It's 5:20.
Yeah.
So you also went to a butterfly museum. You said, I think, in your video, a butterfly sanctuary or something.
Yeah, that was rustic.
Yeah. It looked like someone had put a couple of brick buildings and then just threw a load of sand around.
Yeah, covered it with a tarp and called it a butterfly museum.
That's what it looked like. But
you know,
I did hear the bit when the young lad said you have to open the pot, make a wish, and then release your butterfly. I did hear Trudy say something. It sort of muffled, and then it went Micks Mowers, and then it went muffled again.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's saying. I can only go on what I heard. It's as simple as that.
Didn't Brucey have 2 butterflies in his bucket?
No, there were 2.
Yeah.
You know why that is, don't you? He wanted 2 items for his toolbox, not just 1.
I see everybody's been going crazy over the Makita the Makita battery operated grinder or something.
I'm just going to try and turn my heater on. You guys chat amongst yourselves.
Hey, Brucey, I was watching Bob the other day, double wide last week, and I bought that $59.99 12-volt 3/8 ratchet with 2 batteries, 1-hour charger.
That's the one.
$59.99, and I got it in 4 hours the same day.
No way.
Yep.
You know how long it would take them to ship that to my house?
Forever. 4 hours. It can knock on the door.
Well, you know, I got one grinder that the cord is broke. I'm still all AC on my grinders, right? So I'm thinking of replacing 1 or 2 of them with cordless. So when I get home, I'll do that.
Yeah, I like my Makita cordless. It's got the battery indicator on it too, so that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do need something. Yeah, and I'll bet you those 2 will be the only 2 I grab.
Ken, that setup just went up to.
It was it 79 now?
Yeah, 79. Yep.
Yeah, but you know what though? I'm thinking about maybe doing a video because maybe they'll do another promotion because I think they did a promotion with Bob. To be honest.
Okay. That
HS
either price is good.
HS Gaming says, "Hi Mick, I need to say something to you, sir." Well, say it then, buddy. Say it.
Yeah, that's Dougie's brother.
Oh, is that Doug's brother? Is it Mr. Sweener's brother?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hi mate, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So in this dude here behind me, who are you? What are you doing up here? Who are you?
Eden.
Hi, mate. You all right?
Who are you?
I'm yours, isn't I, mate?
Oh, you're a mate of mine, are you? You mean you're no mate of mine? You just rock up with a load of broken stuff, think you can just leave it in my garden for me to repair. That's what you do. Aren't you?
Yeah.
How's that Kawasaki head trimmer I sold going? Is that going all right?
That's broken.
Oh,
It's
Mick,
broken.
that's the sucker you got to buy the trimmer?
Hey, no, that's somebody else. You broke it already?
Yeah, it was broken when I got it out of the van.
Yeah, get out of it.
Well,
You must have sat on it. You know, giving all that. Your bill for your KM94 has just gone up, old giddy. You worry about that. Yeah. You see, that's what happens. Coming here, giving it all of that. Yeah, see? Cool. So what have you been working on, Bill? I see that you had some tired old Briggs and Stratton Classic there, which didn't look like a great deal, but you turned it around and got it running.
It actually came with a red version of itself. There were two of them that I bought for, I think, $20. Believe it or not, I dropped them both off today. I sold both of them today.
There you go.
Right on.
That's what about.
Now, I
Isn't it
didn't get
fun?
anything for them.
No,
Got under
but
100 for both of them together, but that's okay. I moved them on.
It's fun resurrecting the old stuff.
I had a kid starting up a lawn service. He says, "Will it start every time?" And I pulled the cord and it started. And I said, "Well, it started this time."
Yeah. Well, good for
Well,
you.
I just fired up that Hater Kestrel, Bruce, which has got it's one of the old ratchet style classic Briggs. You know, the ratchet on the top
With the little piece of felt underneath the ratchet.
That's it, yeah. And do you know what? That smoked for about 25 minutes today. And then eventually it did actually clear.
Mm-hmm.
And it runs like an absolute star. It's about 1997 machine, something like that. It runs absolutely beautiful. Someone threw it away for no reason.
That's new to me.
Well, it'd be new to you. You're quite old, but yeah, it is a nice little machine. But you know, some of the older machines, it's just been sat in someone's shed for how long?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I pick it up and give it a bit of a tidy up, and away it went. I was quite happy with it. Again, it's a bit like Bill's mower. Yeah, it didn't look like a lot, but time you put a bit of black spray paint on it and what have you, and it looks like $1 million now. I might even sell it to Aidan next week when he comes and picks up his KM94. So a nice little hater for you here, Aidan. Come and buy. Yeah.
Don't like
Hey, Mick, is that your Josh, Mick? I see Josh. Is that your Josh?
Say again.
I see a Josh. Is that your Josh?
A Josh.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Just
Josh Bosch. Is that my Josh Bosch?
Just Josh.
Is that you, Josh Bosch? Bosch? Is that you, Bosch? I don't know if that's Josh
Wait,
Bosch.
you've got your own personal Josh?
He's currently up in London at the moment. It's my Josh Bosch. Is that you, Josh Bosch? He's up in London visiting the Harry Potter land.
Oh yeah.
He's up there.
So was that more a classic, Mick?
Yeah, it was a classic one. Yeah, it's the one with on the Dead Man, Bruce. It's a bit different to others. It's got like a strap that goes round the flywheel for the brake.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You don't see a lot of them, but yeah.
No.
Do you know what? For what it is, new pull cord, spark plug, and new oil change, or what have you. It starts up lovely, runs nice. I sell it to Aidan, 300 quid, done. Be good to go.
No, I'm not a hater, mate.
300 quid.
You don't have to be a hater person. I'll sell it to you, and we go from there. We just figure it out, Aidan.
Well, I'm waiting to get home, but I'm not pining to get home yet.
You still got 5 weeks to go, buddy.
4.
4. Wow.
Hey, Hayden, the trick is looking back at some of Mick's older videos from a week or two ago. You can see exactly what he did to it.
Yeah.
I know.
To be fair, Aidan,
You don't know what to fix again.
To be fair, Aidan normally brings me stuff that is properly broken. It's not just sort of, can you just tinker with that? It is normally either like the Honda pull cord he bought me last week, a week before. He bought that to me in a bag of bits. Can you fix that? I had to go at it. I can't do it. Yeah, bag of bits. So normally, yeah, Aidan brings stuff that is properly broken or missing bits, or he doesn't know where all the bits went. Is that right, Aidan?
Yeah.
That's great. You should have 5 or 6 of those in your shed there, Mick. 3 bolts, bing.
I went to buy one just a couple of days ago, and he basically handed it to me in a Glad bag. And I was like, kind of. He said it was whole. He didn't mention he had the whole thing in a bag.
That's for a basket case.
Aidan bought in a little cheap Echo chainsaw. Sat over there in bits. How long have you been waiting for that now, Aidan? 6 weeks? 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting on the part. The part was in stock at some Mower Direct place. the only place I could actually find the part, and that's now had to come from Japan. And it's still not got here yet, and that's been like 5 or 6 weeks now. It's just waiting for a throttle cable to come for that. I can't make one because it's got like a cable and like a brass coupling on the end of it, so I can't make it up.
You could.
I probably could, but I'd much rather for a customer like Aiden, I'd much rather do a proper Class A job on it because he's only gonna break it again. You know what I mean? He's about 7 foot tall, about 25 stone. Is Aiden? He's quite a big old lad, and he doesn't look after his kit very well, do you, Aiden?
God, the poor man's only been on the stream for 8 minutes, and you've chewed him right up and spit him out. I love it.
well, to be fair, he comes around my house giving it all the big one. He gets exactly the same around here and all. Don't you worry about that.
I got the 2 fingers from you the other day when you walked past my place.
I saw you. You were on the side of a road on a riding lawnmower with no road tax, no number plate, no nothing on, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you get arrested for that, you know. Well, I would anyway. Speaking of getting arrested, I had a nice phone call this morning about 7 o'clock this morning from the police, wanting to know if I needed their assistance because a certain somebody managed to get downstairs last night, got themselves 2 packets of crisps, 2 cheese straws, and then dialed 999 on my work phone. I'll give you 3 guesses who that was.
He's getting.
I think you're only going to need one.
Nana.
He's getting independent, Mick.
Getting. Oh, word.
I can just hear the police now. What do you need help with? Hit the like, ding.
Can we all say hi to Ben's workshop? Normally, he'd be on Conker's live stream, of course, but of course, I've been covering for Conker, which Conker did advertise last week twice. Yep. Obviously, Ben is late, and if you guys remember from times gone past, Ben always had this comment he used to put in the chat: "Hi Mick, you're late." So can you all just put in the chat, "Hi Ben, you're late," and just pay that forward to Ben for him, please, guys, because he'd appreciate that, wouldn't he, Ben?
You're late, Ben.
He is late. So what you been working on, Hank? You been working on anything good?
Yeah, actually, I was working in the shed a couple days ago, and I'm sorting out gaskets. I got like 1 million different gaskets for every different kind of mower. So I'm trying to get them organized into their own little shelves instead of one big bucket. Yeah.
Like intake gaskets, exhaust gaskets, that kind of stuff?
Exactly. For carburetor gaskets for the old Briggs, the new Briggs. I got so many it isn't funny, you know. Head gaskets, sump gaskets.
Ship some up north.
Yeah. I'm wondering what to do with them all. Maybe Ken will be getting a surprise package.
Hey, I'll drive 40 miles for that.
Yeah.
That and Chinese. It has to be a Wednesday.
Yeah.
A tiny of who?
Yeah, you're right, Gary. Ben, what a time to make an appearance. Yeah, sort of half hour late. Yeah, cheers for that, Ben. Much appreciated, buddy, as usual. I just fired up my diesel heater, Hank. It's not been fired up for about 2 months. It's working fine, Hank.
So last time I fired it up, it got 80 degrees in there. I had to shut her down.
Yeah, well, it was 8 degrees. It's now got up to about 10, so it's starting to just get nice and cozy. So I'll just turn it down just a smidge. So
yeah,
it's good. Just give it a run anyway. It's not been run for about 2 months, so
yeah,
I'm happy with that.
Good.
So what you been on, Kenny? Last time I heard from you, Kenny, you were busting your balls on a snowblower or something.
No, we had a Husqvarna chainsaw, and my friend Tom from Australia gave me a hand yesterday. We did a FaceTime, which was really, really clear, actually. And we sort of microscopically cleaned out the carburetor, every single passage, and it's running perfect. The guy came and got it this morning.
That's what you want. Good
so
enough.
Thumbs up to Vintage Engine Repair.
Vintage Engine Repair. Is that a new channel? Do we know him?
Must be fairly new. It's down under.
Oh,
yeah, you just don't see it much because you have to be upside down to see it.
Got a question there.
Rotates the wrong way.
Got a question there from John T. Question: I've been given a Hater Osprey engine. Hang on. I've been given a Hater Osprey engine has gone. Would a Honda go on without any modifications? I don't know, mate. You have to check the length of crankshaft. It will fit, but you have to check the length of crankshaft. Some of them haters have a really weird clutch on them as well. They have like this housing which goes under the clutch, and sometimes the boss is part of the clutch assembly. So you just have to measure the crankshaft. As long as the crankshaft is the same diameter, then you should be pretty good just to sort of put it on there. No problems, I would say, mate. But without looking at it, it's quite hard to tell straight away.
Yeah,
quite hard to tell.
Did do. I had one, and I stuck a Honda engine on it, straight on there.
Well, there you go. So if my man Aidan, if he says to you, you can do it, then you can do it. So if it don't go right, Aidan, I'm going to give them your phone number, and they're going to ring you up, and they're going to chew your backside when it goes wrong.
No, I'm showing my ignorance here. Is it a mower or is it a stationary engine?
It's a mower, baby. It's a mower.
Oh, okay. Yeah, even the Hondas can be weird, so you got to be careful.
I looked over at my wife, and then Mick vanished.
There's my old mate Wayne. There he is. Oh, Wayne.
Hello, boys.
How you doing, mate?
How's everybody doing?
Yeah, just a bit chilly here, Wayne. Just a bit chilly.
Yeah, nice hot there, mate.
It's a bit chilly on the old Eliminator Performance hat.
Oh, whoa.
The thing, hang on, before you all start ribbing me, right? The thing is, we all know
it's rubber.
I've never once even mentioned about getting a hat or trying to get one up for
Wait.
Yeah.
You can't just go all out, have a go at me. Just normal panel, yeah. Who's that? Is Josh Bosch? Is that you, Josh? Is that my Josh? Is that my Josh? Just normal petrol? No, I don't think it is.
No, he's saying he keeps the petrol in it.
Yeah. I don't think your Josh is a mechanical guy, is he?
No, he ain't. No, he really ain't. And I've been really,
but either is one way or the other, man.
Yeah. He's not mechanically minded at all.
Best mowers in the world.
What are?
Walker.
You're off your head, you are. I think you've been drinking tonight. You have. The best mowers in the world, Aidan, are the ones that are serviced by me. They're the best mowers in the world. Backwards boys out. Backwards in the house. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. Windows reviews, interviews. Oh, are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming in. Nice to see you. So, what we got planned for the weekend, gents? Anything good apart from you, Bruce? Obviously, you're still a man of leisure. What are your plans for this week, Bruce? Are you going to be just sitting down, or will we be going to some kind of art gallery? You've done the yacht club this week, so it must be an art gallery or something going on.
Yes, lovely. Our next one is a small dinner theater performance by a lady by the name of Amy Armstrong. She's a singer and some comedy. We're going to that next.
Didn't her granddad go on the moon?
Pardon me? Yeah, Armstrong. Yeah. That's good. It's not bad.
I thought that was a thing.
Oh, someone said it was staged.
Well, it might have been. It is American. What do you expect?
It was on my birthday in 1969. I was 13 years old.
13 years old, baby. Cool.
July 20th. And my buddy that's here from my kindergarten, we watched it in his house.
Cool.
Really?
Oh,
Mick, you missed an easy one there. My mom was also 13.
Something.
That would have made Wayne and Hank about 25, is what I'm guessing. Is that right, Wayne?
74 this March. March 27th.
You're as old as my. What year were you born?
1949.
49.
One of the original boomers.
Yeah.
Dad got home from the war.
Hank? When were you born, Hank?
50.
Sounds like Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Hank, what year were you born?
50.
1950.
Yeah.
No, you weren't. Get out of it. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. All right, Luke. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. There's my little Mendit man. Look, here's little Luke. Say hi, Luke, to Luke, everybody. Say hi, Luke.
Hey, Luke.
Look, your boy.
Hey, Luke's there.
Nice to see you.
I
gotta-
can't do
somebody
any
at- I gotta go.
commenting over here,
Somebody's
so
at the
hello
door.
to everybody that's saying hello.
Yeah.
So what you been doing today, then, Aidan? You been out and about working, have you, or what? You've been sat at home on your ass doing nothing?
No, I've been working on some of the mowers, getting them all ready for Monday.
So what's your standard get up that you tend to use as on a normal sort of day-to-day basis?
The walkers.
You use your walkers, do
Right.
you?
Yeah, absolutely love them.
You love them. Is that so because you can climb on the back and not do anything?
I just sit down all day and move nothing but your fingers. That's it.
Yeah, lazy. Don't you run a lot of Hondas too, don't you?
Yeah.
So what you got on tomorrow? Are you working tomorrow, or are you going to church?
Bit of both, I think.
A bit of both.
Now I've got to get the walker service. I've got MTD to get serviced. And I broke the Toro on the other day.
Right. You have you have quite a habit of breaking stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
To be fair, you've been in my workshop more during the out season than you have during the in season.
39 in the house.
What's that say?
That's
Aidan.
all right. That's all right.
So how have you been then, Wayne? Have you been busy with Jake? What have you guys been up to? Did you get any more snow? Because they've had snow in Connecticut where Kenny is. A bit of snow there.
A lot of rain and freezing ice. I think Jake's out there just putting back the control valve for that log splitter. We finally got it.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's putting that back in, but at least the guy was able to get his wood cut and keep his house warm.
There you go. I do, yeah.
Did you guys just get an ice storm this last little while?
We had about 2 inches of ice, and everybody in Port Colborne was ice skating on the sidewalks, on the lawns, you could have skated all over Port Colborne. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Who's that?
We had the same thing.
Mom.
Hello, Mom.
Get back to the basketball game.
That's what it is. She come in to see what we're noise about. It's Micks Mowers on the TV.
Game's over. They won.
Yeah, come and sit down. Get a bowl of popcorn, sweetheart. Come and sit down here. You can get involved here.
He's going to attack.
Your mom likes sports, Ken?
Well, UConn in Connecticut, you have to be a UConn basketball fan, especially the girls, because they're like the greatest women's basketball team of all time. So.
Of course. My mom was a sports fan. My mother even watched NASCAR, and she watched it right from the NASCAR to the middle runs to the truck ones. Can you believe that? Little old lady watching NASCAR trucks.
Nice.
I could just see when they get in the wrecks, your mother like, "You son of a gun!"
No, yeah.
I've never
you
really,
crazy
I've never
bastard,
really
Kyle.
I've never really got into that NASCAR stuff, you know. I think it's because you don't get it over here off free channels and what have you. But
right.
I've never really got into it. But it looks like kind of a hell of a game. You know what I mean? You know, it's good and fast, and you know, plenty of horsepower, and yeah.
You know they're the standard shape of a car, but that's about it.
Well, what they say in the movie, Bruce, there ain't nothing stock about a stock car.
Yeah, but they only go about 10 or 15 miles an hour less than the F1s. Like they're rocking.
About 205.
Yeah.
Michael Roberts said, "I assume Bill in your workshop, Mick. You have, yeah. Bill's got a workshop. Bill's got a workshop just like mine. In fact, it looks just like mine, Bill, doesn't it?
Oh, you should see my backyard. I've even got the same dog.
Yeah, I bet you.
I'm actually holding that little video clip for the right moment.
When the shop was empty and you could take a shot of it, eh? Man,
he had one where his dog ran across the yard while he was walking back in front of the camera.
Okay,
and I saved that little movie. I said, there's a place for that. I don't know where it is, but there's a place for that.
So how's Pip doing there, Mick?
Pip's doing okay. She's doing all right. She's watching now. She'll be 14 weeks on Tuesday. And she's stay, no problem. She's sorted that out. She's doing quite well on the hill. and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, she's now 100% clean, so she's all house trained. Yeah, she's coming on nice. You know, she's a fun little dog. She's got a taste for Mrs. P's popcorn. When Mrs. P gets a big bowl of popcorn in to watch a movie, so they're both sat there. Mrs. P's laid out, popcorn on her belly.
Dog's right there.
And then Pip's laid back like that with her belly in the air. And they're both chewing popcorn together. Yeah.
Has she started digging in the yard yet?
No, not yet. I have a catapult for that. She's doing okay. She doesn't like the air compressor. She don't like the air compressor one iota. She hates that.
Good, smart dog.
Oh, speaking of which, my air compressor went peculiar the other week. None of you guys watched any of my videos.
You did a video on that, yeah?
You have videos?
So, say again, Kenny.
I said you have videos.
Oh, that's rude.
Oh, there he goes.
Hi. So,
I know what not to touch.
yeah. So, yeah, I've been having issues with it because it would only hold about 1.5 bar of pressure, and it wouldn't go any higher than that. And when I shut it off, no air leaks that I can hear, nothing. So, yeah, really weird. Anyway, I rang up the company that bought it off because it's under a 2-year warranty. I've only had it about a year and a half. And they said, "Oh, can you take the valve out the bottom? Take the drain valve out, and then run it solid for 10 minutes. And then once you've done that, put the valve back in or the bolt back in, and then run it for another 10 minutes. Apparently, it resets itself." Okay, so I did that, and it didn't reset itself. So then I was down in the shed here mucking about, and then I think I was on the old WhatsApp small engine group WhatsApp thing with the guys. Some of the guys are watching on there, and they told me to undo 2 screws, undo the screws, and take the main cowling off. Bear in mind this is under warranty, right? And the guys are saying, yeah, undo that and take that off. So they're asking me to take something apart, which I wasn't really happy about because it should be just come and get a new one. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so that was that. Took that off, and the main pipe coming from the pump to the piston, if you like, that come undone. So I just put some plumber's tape round it, nicked it all up, turned it on, and away it went. Full bar, 150 psi, good to go. So, yeah, it's been about, but I have emailed them back because I emailed them and say, all done. I started sending videos of what it was doing and what it wasn't doing, and this I had to be quite patient with them so their engineers could look at it. I fixed it. Here it is. Blah blah. So yeah, if you really need more help, let me know. I went, no, whoa. Hang on. I've just fixed my own air compressor. It's under warranty, and now I've got scratches all around by my cowling and what have you. I'm missing stickers. Well, I have to take the stickers off to get to the 2 hidden screws that you hid. You know, I repaired this, not you guys. This is under what do you have a warranty for? If you expect me to repair your, are you going to start sending compressors down here for me to fix now? What's going on? So anyway, they're going to get back to me because I wasn't very happy about. Now, what would you guys do, Bruce? If you had an air compressor under warranty, started playing up, would you do a little bit of investigating first on the QT to see if you could fix it yourself, or would you, bearing in mind, if you take them stickers off, Bruce, right? Once they're off, they ain't going back on. They're not going back on. Okay.
Okay. Small story. The laptop that I'm talking on right now, if I unplug it and carry it around, it crashes. It's got 6 months left on the warranty, and all it's going to take is 6 Phillips screws for me to take it apart, pull the battery out, and I'm avoiding it because they'll say, you took it apart.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, and I wasn't happy taking this apart. What would you do, Bill, if you was in the same boat?
Oh, I'd have a tool in each hand. I wouldn't even think about it.
Go for it.
Once you start scratching it and start mucking with it, even if you didn't fix it, 4 months down the line, something goes wrong. They go, hang on, you've been in here. Someone's been in here. You know, like when you work on a lawnmower, right, or a snow thrower, and you find a cable tie or a freezer tie wrapped around the carburetor, you know someone's been in, don't you? You know what I mean? It's the same thing with a warranty. They're finding any excuse not to pay out.
How many mowers have you worked on, though, where they say, I don't know, it worked last week, and then you open it up and there's parts missing from the carburetor,
Yeah.
And you say, worked last week without a float ball, huh?
Matt Gibbs says I couldn't even buy one of those, Mick. Not the greatest service from them. Yeah, I don't think it's a good. I don't think it's a good service. I think if it's under warranty, they should either get a courier to come pick
They-
it up. 2,
they should-
send someone out to come look at it. Or 3, just say throw it in the bin. I'll send you a new one. You know, it should be one of those
Right.
things.
Well, they should throw you a bone. They should throw you a bone. Yeah.
So how
Or
much
something.
water
Well, I
came
think they
out
do.
of
I
it?
mean, there was no water in there at all, Wayne, because Wayne, I empty mine on a regular basis.
You're a good man there, Mick.
Hang on. There is a reason why. I did see a video on what happens when you don't drain your compressor, and all
Yeah.
I'm saying is the guy was missing half of his shed. So I do empty mine quite regularly. Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable the damage that they can do.
That's really
Yeah.
true.
I've actually thought of building
so-
a cage around mine because it's 35 years old.
Yeah, I hear you, Bruce. What would you do, Wayne? Because obviously you and Jake are small engine related. You know, you've always got some kind of hammer or Aiden, some kind of hammer or spanner in your hand or something. No, would you ever look at it, or would you say, you know, it's under warranty, just send it back?
No, we would have likely taken a look at it after we called them, and once they said do this and do that, we likely would have took a look at it and then got in touch with them again.
Yeah.
Make sure you
Jordan
keep a
says,
record.
Jordan says, I've tried giving my missus back to my parents. Apparently, she's not covered under warranty.
Just in case Jake's out there in the shop. Jake, Mick's got your hat on. Take a look. I think he's got this channel on there right now.
I'll tell you what, because we're mechanically inclined, we're all going to look into why it's not working.
Yeah,
it's bugging you.
Matt Gibbs is saying they never had them in stock, and that's what the woman said to me. They don't make that model anymore, despite the fact it is advertised. But I was just a little bit peeved, you know, that you pay for a 2-year warranty, you know, and all right, you know, I don't use mine excessively. Really, I don't use it every single day of the week. You know, it's not on all the time, and it's only mainly used for carburetor cleaning, maybe hedge cut blades, sharpening. It's not excessively used, you know. It's not used for powering air tools anymore because I've got all battery power stuff. So I was a bit peeved. I paid for the 2-year warranty and I ended up doing it myself. I was a little bit disappointed, so shall I say? But
How about all the people that had lawnmowers last year that were under warranty, and they found out that the shop they took it to that did all the warranty work told them it'd be 2 or 3 months before they got their lawnmower back.
Yeah,
because they had no, you know, they were backed up so much, so they ended up bringing them here and paying us to fix them. So, you know, they were pretty upset, but at least they got to cut their grass.
Yeah.
Hiya, Steve. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Can you hear me?
Man.
Can you hear me?
Nice and loud, nice and clear.
Us Canadians taking over again, Steve.
Holy crap! Is it cold in this shop right now?
See what you want. You see, Steve, is you want a nice big diesel heater. See, lovely.
I know. I saw that.
14,
I want one.
14
you guys should come
degrees
to Texas. You're closer to the sun. It's 72 degrees.
A question from Mick Hardy, guys. Quick question there. Guys, help me out, will you? Why would I be getting black smoke coming from my exhaust of my lawnmower?
Too much fuel.
Yeah, incomplete.
I put it down. I bet the float's sticking and it's already completely wrecked the oil.
It's actually the cause is incomplete combustion. So that can come from either a valve issue or carburetor issue.
There you go.
Could be sparks,
I
but
would
not likely.
I'd probably start off with how old is a mower, because you know a lot of old machines, you know, they do give a little bit of black smoke, including like the old fashioned Hondas that Brucey Boy likes to work on, and normally when you engage a rotor clutch or something like that, they tend just to blow a bit of black smoke out now and again. But
an old machine I picked up a couple of days ago. Did you believe that? It's 25 years old. It spent 19 years sitting in a warehouse.
I can believe it.
Is that an Edger?
That's a McLean. It's one of the It's a 1998 McLean. It has 2 service records for it. The last one's in 2003.
Yeah,
It
garage
was
gear.
put in a warehouse and forgotten. Now the carburetor is just completely varnished, but other than that, you throw a little starter fluid at it, and she cranks right up.
Yeah, Garage Gear in Buffalo, New York just did a video on a brand new one he bought. Nice machine, made in the USA.
Oh yeah, McLean's are good. McLean's are hot here. If I get a
Mick-
McLean, it's gone that fast when it's running.
Mick Hardy says it's a 2021.
Maybe the choke stuck.
2021.
How's
Yeah,
it
that-
running?
that
Is
could
it
be a
running
valve.
rough? If it's running rough, maybe the choke plate stuck.
Could be.
Hi, Klaus.
See, if you want something a little bit well built, Bill, have a little look at. But this is what I've just picked up yesterday or day before yesterday. These are quite nice. They're quite nice.
Yeah.
How old are those, Mick?
Try to find one.
When I saw that, I thought it was an edger.
They're little tiny rototillers. They've got Jap engines on them. I would say they're probably looking at the tank without. I haven't looked at them. I just threw in the back garden. I'll say they're about 1960s, maybe 70s. They look
Mick,
like
you want to explain JAP versus Jap so people don't think they're Japanese?
Yeah, it's not Japanese. It's English. Yes, English made. They're very similar to the Villiers engine. To be fair, very similar indeed. But I think got that big sloping fuel tank on it. It looks like I'd say 1950s, but I don't think they're as old as that. I don't think they're as old as Hank. I was hoping Hank would know because he would have seen the fuel tanks. I had one of them, but because they're from his era, I'd say.
My dad used to make me use one of those.
Well, what I was thinking, Bruce, because you got that one of yours, that's a nice little two-stroke one, and as you're maturing in life, I thought that if this is a bit lighter for you to use for doing your garden, I could post it over or bring it over, one or the other.
Yeah,
And
post
you could use it in your garden. Nice little two-stroke one. Keep the neighbours nice and happy, nice and quiet.
Can you imagine that damn thing, how loud it is?
It's gonna be great. So whilst I've got you all on here, right, I'm going to ask a question, right? Because last week I got a little bit hounded last week by the same person. Okay, so I'm going to do a little round robin for those of you that do repair work, service work, and what have you, mainly. Okay, so we'll start with you, Bruce. Let's just say someone comes to your shop and says to you, "Hi, Brucey. Can I just have a service on here, please, mate? Standard service. It's already running. It runs fine. No issues at all. Can you put a service on it for us, mate, please? What would your service entail for a machine that's fully working?
That's actually working?
Oh, it works. 8-1. It come in for its annual service. Oh, can you service that for me, please?
Yeah. First thing I would do is dump out the gas. Well, first I'd get it running. Make sure it's running in front of me. Okay?
Bruce,
Yeah.
it is running beautifully.
Okay. I dump out the gas, change the air filter, check the spark plug, sharpen the blade, run it for 5 to 10 minutes, then change the oil and check the cables and all of the things that make it turn on, turn off, go up and down, round and round, grease, oil the wheels and say goodbye.
That's it. Good. Okay, that's what I thought. What about you, Bill? You do service work. Obviously, you do. You don't tend to do service work. But you tend to do more flipping stuff. But obviously, you do service some equipment before it goes out. Maybe you don't.
I do work on equipment because I don't buy anything that runs.
Yeah.
But there are standard things you always do: new air filters, new oil. Assuming a 4-stroke, always go through, clean the carb up, even if it's running perfect.
Okay. What about you then, Wayne? Obviously, you're more of a workshop with Jake. So someone brings in, someone says, "Hey, boy, got this lawnmower here. It runs absolutely faultlessly. Starts up in front of you. It revs. It idles. It goes from idle to rev without stalling or bogging. Runs beautifully. In for service. What do you do?"
Well, we'll leave their same fuel in there, and that'll go down on the invoice.
Yeah.
That it'll also have on the invoice that we didn't do any carburetor work, and it's got the customer's original fuel in it. We'll run it. We'll drain the oil out. We'll flip it on its side. When the oil's out, we'll clean underneath the deck. If the deck is rusting, normally we undercoat the deck with Rust Cure 3000 and spread that around. It's a dripless rust preventative. Sharpen and balance the blade. Put that back on. Lubricate the wheel adjusters and the wheels. We'll check if the wheels are wobbly and they need changing. We'll let them know. We'll put that on the invoice that they should get new wheels or put bushings in. Basically, that's it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. What about you, Hank? You're more of a repair guy, ain't you? Would you push something out fully service or not?
All I do is flip now. That's it. You
Yeah.
know, I don't worry about servicing anybody's machines. I get people still coming over, you know, wanting their stuff done, but unless it's family and real close friends, I don't do any servicing.
Yeah. Cool.
But
okay.
When I do them, you know, for my family and friends, I'll go through the whole machine, you know.
Yeah, I think when it's someone you know, I think you tend to go a bit further than what you normally would. You know.
Yeah.
What about you, Klaus? Obviously, you're a service guy. What about you? Standard service, in it comes, already running, beautiful. Just wants a service.
Well, I do the loops like everybody else. I do change the plug if it's a year old. If I know it is, I do that. Then I always take the bowl off the carburetor just to remove any collected water. If it has self-propel, I will take the self-propel apart, clean it, re-grease it, put it back together, oil the wheels and bearings, whatever, sharpen the blade, scrape the worst of the old grass clippings off.
Yeah.
Run it, test it, that it runs up to RPM, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Oil all cables and all stuff and all that.
And that's what I thought. And what about you, Steve? You're not a service guy, Steve, anymore, are you?
Not for a living, no, but many times. If a guy brought a lawnmower into me like that, I agree with what everybody just said, all put together. But I would actually, very first thing I would do was start it, because customers are liars.
Yeah, well, I
would say, it does run right. It runs. I would check it myself and say, this thing does run perfectly.
You ran last weekend, though.
The only reason I ask is that I had a gentleman come to me and he gave me 2 lawnmowers, both were running. And I test them fully, and they were running. I let them run for like 15-20 minutes prior to video.
There we go.
And I did the video, out it went done. And a comment come back, and it was quite a narky comment, to be fair. It wasn't the standard, hey, Mick, wouldn't you have done this first? Or, hey, Mick, wouldn't it be an idea? No, it wasn't one of those. It was you are a joke to the small engine society. Blah, 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 blah. Standard service should have a carburetor off and fully cleaned, even though the machine. It's no good you nodding your heads, guys. This is what I'm being told.
Not if it's running.
No, Wayne, I'm sorry, mate. Sorry, Wayne. You only run a small engine mechanic shop, mate. You don't really know what you're talking about. You should be taking the carburetors off, ultrasonically cleaning them and filing them all out. Klaus, I know you do this as a hobby, but you have a workshop and you service machines regularly. But in fact, you guys, I've been told by a gentleman who obviously knows much more than we do, that you should all be carburetor cleaning, even though the machine is running A1.
Has he heard the gas will keep you clean if you don't leave it there?
Whoa! Don't shoot the mess. Yeah, thank you, Bruce. Put your hand up, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. Go for it, Bruce.
Well, when you take your car in for a service, they don't take the car injectors off to change the oil.
Bruce.
So this is exactly.
Wait, Bruce, you don't have to take the engine out to change the oil?
This is exactly what I said. I replied back. I replied back relatively nicely to say, when you put your car in for service work, but they may replace the spark plugs. If it is a spark plug car, they may do. But 9 times out of 10, it's injectors, glow plugs, and what have you. They won't even look at those. You'll get a standard, what we call a wet service, which would be oil, waters, brake fluid, maybe, not always, your coolant and what have you, all types of filters, air filter, oil filter, diesel filter, and that's about a standard
I mean,
service.
You can feed back to the the person that wrote you that.
Oh no!
I'm just saying there will be you will never.
I can't reply back because I went delete. blocked
Ah,
like
okay.
that.
That's what I was
And
going to say. Scrape
and
them
then-
off the bottom of your shoe and carry on.
And
Mix-
then
No, but I mean, you won't even
and
be
then I
able
had
to
another
find.
channel join the party, right? I had another channel who was a very different name, different email, but it was about the same sort of question as well. And I thought, you sound so much like my friend who's delete blocked a minute ago. And then
Yeah,
I had a third one join the party, and by this time now I'm sort of on my third bin. I think, just delete and block it anyway. You're gone. It's just get rid of it. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Yeah.
Only
Right.
about a third of those ones that want a service bring a mower in running. You know, like, oh, it's good.
Yeah, 100%, Bruce. Normally, 9 times out of 10, can you service it? Yeah, but before I service it, I've got to repair it first, which means carburetor clean, changing coils, or whatever. Do you know what I
My
mean?
favorite. It ran yesterday.
No,
Yeah,
it ran
yeah.
no, it
Well, that's
ran
why
a
you
lot.
have them start it
it
in
ra-
front of you just to see what they're doing to start that machine.
Yeah,
I love this
I
one.
get that.
It ran the last time I used it.
Yeah, it ran
It
last
only-
ran the
weekend.
last
I'm
time it ran.
I'm not looking for clarification to make sure that I'm right, okay? Because I've been doing this for a little while, same as you guys and girls have. Do you know what I mean? And normally, sometimes I'll just put a service, mate, and I do that. But if someone says, "Can you go through it for me? Give it a service and this, that, and the other," I will then put it on the bench, and it takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'll clean the carburetor out. I'll check the core, make sure that's good, and all that sort of. I'll do all that stuff on top if it needs it. But on a standard service, I won't even sharpen the blade or renew the pull cord if I check it and it's okay. I won't
Right.
bother doing that because there's no point putting a new pull cord on just for the
No.
sake of putting a new pull cord on. There's nothing wrong with that
Yeah,
one. Do you know what I mean?
you could muck something up.
Well,
Yeah.
over here, if they say they want a full service,
Yeah.
a full service means we tear the carb out, we swap
Yeah,
out the gas, we
Yeah.
put our fuel in, and we guarantee them that when they use the lawnmower, it'll keep on running as long as it's got our fuel in. You'd
Yeah,
be surprised.
and Wayne,
Nice. I like it.
if someone come to me, Wayne, on a Monday and said, "Can I have a standard service?" and then someone come to me and said, "Can I have a full service?" These services are two different types of services, and there's
Absolutely.
a difference in monetary value on the two. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
one takes longer than the other. Do you know what I mean?
But you'd
I
be
have a-
surprised how many lawnmowers, not like I'm not saying there's a lot, but how many lawnmowers we get back maybe a week later that have got water in the fuel, and we just did a full service on it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they're saying, well, you should fix it at no charge. And
Mhm.
while they're here, we get the turkey baster that Bruce uses a lot of times. First thing we do is go into the fuel tank, draw some fuel, put it in a jar, and say, well, we didn't have water in it when we sent it to you because it had our fuel in it.
Yeah.
And they said, well, I hardly used it. And I said, yeah, but you must have put your own fuel in it, or you left it underneath an eave trough and then just loaded this thing up with water.
Yeah, you're right. Colin Stokes, you left a question there, mate, for me about a Quocast emulsion tube replacement, please, mate. Can you please send me a photograph of a carburetor, because those machines come with at least 4 different types of carburetors on them, mate, from TK Tillotons to Delautos and even stuff at Punches, mate. So I can't give you a link for a emulsion tube, mate. It does say plastic, so I'm guessing it could be a Delauto. But send me an email, mate. My email address is just there. Send me an email address, mate, and a photograph of your carburetor, mate, and I'll try and help you out off the stream, buddy boy.
Can I add one more thing to this conversation?
Bruce, you can add whatever you like.
So what I do is I also give the customer a little bit of wiggle room as well as myself. I tell them, well, the prices are going up this year because everything's up. But I say to them, if it's for a service, if it's between $40 and $80, I won't contact you. If it's going to be more than $80, I'll give you a call.
Yeah.
So that gives me a little room in case I find a bent who's it or a bent what's it or whatever, and then I can,
I'm sending all my repairs to Alberta. I could cover shipping, get them back, and still have a profit on you, Bruce.
You know what? But I work cheap.
See, Gary Todd has just said, here, take the bowl off, which is fine, and to see if there's any water in there. And if there is water in there, he will then do a full carburetor clean. The question I have to you then, Gary, is that if you're then taking that carburetor off, all right, Wayne, if you take that carburetor
I gotta go.
off,
Jake needs a hand in the shop.
Oh,
what
yeah,
what a wuss.
Say hi,
I wish
say hi
I
to
wish-
Jake from us. Say hi
Can't you
to
just
Jake
tell him to
from us.
work
Wished
harder?
I had that.
If you take that carburetor off, Gary, and clean it, surely that must be additional cost to the standard service that you're doing, because carburetor cleaning takes time, takes money.
Absolutely.
You know?
If I see water in the bowl, I don't automatically take the carburetor off,
No,
because
sure.
because as you explained it, make the machine was running beautifully.
Yeah.
So it hasn't sucked up any of that water yet. Now I'm removing it. What I will do, I'll flashlight the gas tank and see if I can see any water in it. If I see water in it, I'll suck the tank dry, put in my own fuel.
100%, Klaus. And if I'm servicing a Quantum, and if it isn't running as it should be, even though it's in for service, the bare minimum I would do is to take the float bowl off, clean the float bowl up, and just drill out that main jet and put it back up in, because that would get it running again. But I just felt just a little bit peeved, because he actually then sent my video to his lawnmower main dealer friend, and they all had a good laugh at my video, which is great.
Oh.
They watched it in its entirety and gave me monetization for the video. Cheers for putting money in my pocket.
Yeah.
But he was saying you should be checking cooling fins, you should be greasing up the drive pulleys, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And I said, what? And you wouldn't change the belt, because it's got a belt on it and needs changing as well. And you wouldn't check resistance on the core, you wouldn't check the dead man's handle switch, and
You won't find. You
And the
will
stickers
not
too.
find.
The
You will not
stickers are
find.
important.
You will not find a single shop manual that says that the carburetor must come off as part of a maintenance cycle.
Exactly.
None.
Okay. I ran a long.
They do say, some of them do say, take the bowl off, drain water out and debris out. Some will say you must re-grease the self-propel. Some say, there can be little differences, but I have not come across a single one that says take off carburetor and clean it preventatively.
Well, apparently his lawnmower main dealership friend said that I should have greased the gearbox. Now, I'm not sure whether you're aware, but on a Hater 56 side drive, they don't have gearboxes; they have ratchets on the side, and it's not classified as a gearbox. So therefore, I'd go back to school and learn your education.
I haven't seen. There may be some out there. I haven't seen everything, but I haven't seen a regular walk-behind self-propelled lawnmower where there's any mentioning of re-greasing the gearbox or the transmission.
Or the
none.
shaft.
No, it's not in there.
None. So it cannot be a maintenance item. It's not possible.
Yeah, it's just somebody that I felt a little bit like a parrot, and he just rattled the old cage for a couple of hours, and I thought, no, I'm not going to let you get away with that. Really, I'm not going to let. So I commented back, and then I deleted and blocked, which meant he can actually read half a comment, but then can't reply. So that's good enough for me.
Can you guys actually believe how tough the belts on a lawnmower self-propel are?
Yeah.
How tough they are. If they're broken, you got something else wrong.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes like the bottom cover's gone, and they just get beat to death and beat to death and beat to death and come apart. But I've seen self-propels running, and you got something short of a string holding it together. There's like two little cables with the belt, and somehow it's still moving.
I sometimes see them where enough grass gets trapped between the belt and the pulley. So it pushes off the belt, and if you're unlucky, it pushes it up, and then it rides on the shaft.
Crankshaft
wears it down.
Yeah.
So John's on about. He says that Bree had a video out a little while ago about putting different additives into fuel and ethanol-free fuel. John, we do have an ethanol-free fuel over here. You can use the V Power from Shell. That's an ethanol-free gas, and also you can use it Aspen as well. So you have those choices. Aidan, what fuel do you run in yours? Aidan, do you use E10 or do you use Shell V Power? Careful now, because I service your equipment.
We try and use E5.
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 Is that because you're too tight to buy the Shell V Power?
No, Shell V Power is E5. Regular is E10.
The V Power is not V5, is it? The shit not over here. I don't think it is, Klaus. I don't think it is. because it's so much more expensive than E5.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I may be wrong, Klaus, but Shell V Power is so much more expensive than James might know. I think
Hey, speaking of Chicanek,
Yeah.
hey, who's Donny Boy 73? Bruce, you're a big Donny Boy 73 fan, aren't you?
I haven't seen Donny Boy 73 in it for about 4 months though. Is he making videos right now?
Well, you're gonna about to, because Bree at Chicanek and Donny Boy 73 and I just finished a video, an interview on Walbro's Talking Shop.
Okay.
With Market Scale. We just finished that a couple of days ago. We all filmed it and everything. And so it's going to be coming out pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All three of us are on there. Bree and me and Donny Boy 73.
What amazes me is that I wasn't invited, Steve. That's what amazes me.
Well,
I think
there was only people on it. Who gets the video?
There were well,
yeah.
That's what amazes.
Well, I think what's happened to Donny Boy 73 is that he's totally gone to two-stroke stuff. And I actually don't spend that much time on two-stroke stuff.
Steve, I'm looking for my emails, mate. No email from you about invite for that. No email there. I'm seeing.
Hey, you know what? Bob McHugh from Walbro, he couldn't even get in because there was only 4. There was 3 of us and then the interviewer. And even Bob was emailing me going, I can't get in. And then somebody emailed him back and said, well, there's only room for 4 because it wasn't StreamYard. It was Zoom, or I think they actually have their own platform, but yeah, it was fun.
It's E5 V-Power.
Okay, it's weird because Jordan is saying in the chat there, Klaus, that SO Supreme 100, which I think is the same sort of thing, is ethanol free.
Yeah, that's
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, I'm intrigued because like you buy E5 from like Tesco's, it's cheap. You go to Shell and use a V Power, and it's 3 times more.
The stuff that my friend Gord put in, the stuff that my friend Gord put into Frank on his 25th anniversary was Shell V Power.
And what is that over there?
I mean, the only difference in V Power over here compared to regular fuel is 1, the octane is higher, and 2, it has an extended additive package added to the gasoline. That's it. But the rules as they are in the UK at the moment and in mainland Europe at the moment, your regular 95 octane, which is our mid grade, is E10. High octane is E5.
Right.
Well,
in the UK they have SO Supreme Plus 99, I think it's called. That is also an E5.
You know what? I actually think that in the next 10 years that ethanol is going to disappear because we're using up a hell of a lot of agricultural land to make gas.
Kevin wants to know why is it Chicanek doesn't come in our life anymore, and Chicanek said, "I'm here just being Sharky." So she's there. She's there.
No, that's not. Doesn't say Sharky.
Don't say Sharky.
She's, hey, Bree, that's an incredible amount of honesty. I gotta say.
Hey, some guys like that.
Some guys.
Oh man.
How you doing, Bree? Not see you. Thanks for popping on in. Alex says he'd like to know who that lawnmower service dealership was. Well, do you know what? There are different types of lawnmower service dealerships. It's as simple as that. You know, I'm sort of located around probably about 5 or 10 different dealerships in my area. And, you know, from what I'm hearing, some are good and some are not so good. Some are pricey and some are not so pricey. And, you know, I suppose it all depends where you are and how much you're willing to pay. I mean, some I've seen from one of my local dealerships, the lawnmowers come straight out of there and come straight into me. Not that I'm any better, but
I've had those too, Mick.
Yeah,
they come in with a new plug, a new filter, and new oil.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
and they don't run.
It does just happen, you know. So I'm not saying that some are knockoffs and some aren't, but I think the only advantage is that you know some dealerships are so busy, you might have to wait like 4 or 5 weeks to get your machine back. It's as simple as that. But you know,
I live in a city of 100,000 people, and there are 2 dealerships, and they're both out of town. They can't afford to run in town because it's so expensive to set up a shop in a big city, and so they're on these little towns outside, and they are so busy you can't get a lawnmower service.
4 to 6 weeks, my guys.
So 100,000 is a big city.
Well, James from Hayes
Canada
says is that they're not any good at their pricing as well, so he gets the best of both worlds. I keep getting this Josh coming in. Josh has now said, "I've put pure petrol in my machinery. What should I do? I hope it starts this year. What is it? Is it a 4-stroke? Is it 2-stroke, Josh? What is it you put it in, mate?"
Hey, Mick, I got a comment on James.
Even if it's a 2-stroke, it'll start once with pure gas in it.
So Matt Gibbs says, what is a standard service in your area? So from what I've been told, in around from what people have told me in amongst the dealership ring, is you can pay for a standard service in my area anywhere from about £120 to £180 is a standard service at a dealership, somewhere in there.
Hey, Mick, I got a question on James's comment. He said, do you read that we're not good and pricey, or we're not good and pricey?
He's referring to that they're not any good, but they're still pricey.
There you go.
Jordan just said that I should read the homepage on the E5 better, and I did, and he's right. There are some areas with ESSO that does not have ethanol in it, even though they put E5 on the sticker.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Klaus. So that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to know what areas they don't do it, or is that
it says here, although our pumps have E5 labels on them, our Synergy Supreme Plus 99 is ethanol free, except due to technical supply reasons in Devon, Cornwall, North Wales, North England, and Scotland.
Okay, do you guys test your gas for ethanol when you buy it?
No,
I test every batch.
What do you get for percentages, Bruce?
I'm running, if I buy ethanol fuel, it's 10%.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chicanic put out a video on that. Something to think about if you're filling up a 1-gallon can.
Yeah.
Just a little bitty can for your 2-stroke or whatever. If the last person was running the cheapest gas in the world, that whole pipe is full of the cheapest gas in the world for that little 1-gallon can. So your can's going to be junk.
So what I do is when I'm filling it up, I squirt 2 liters into the truck, and then I fill my gas cans. I know that's kind of anal.
Poor Frank.
I fill my gas, and then I fill my gas cans with the higher ethanol with the higher grade fuel with no ethanol, and then I'll put it back. Just because it could, if you're using a 1-gallon can, it could.
You know what? You take it when you go to the gas station. Take the handle off. Put your card in. Drop the handle on the ground. You will see there's no gas coming out of there.
But there's still stuff in the hose.
In the hose.
Matt Gibbs says that it costs about £100 near me, and a carburetor clean bowl.
Wow.
That's a little pricey.
Hank, to answer your question, though, I've taken those pumps apart before with a friend of mine who services gas pumps. There's about 7 feet of hose from the control valves to the pump.
Yeah.
So you will get a certain amount before.
That's why they say that either a gallon or a 2-gallon minimum purchase.
No, you won't get that in a hose. No.
It depends on the depends on the pump, Hank.
Hank, there's a little bit of hose and then a check valve, so you will get a little bit. Not a lot, but you will get a little.
Yeah, very little, very little.
Yeah.
Not enough to concern yourself over.
Yeah, I mean, but like he said, though, if you're only getting a half gallon in a small can,
it's you're not getting enough, so it would make a difference. But keep in mind too, this what Bruce was just saying. At the end of the season, if I know it's going to be a few weeks and I'm not going to use any of the fuel, I take my 2-stroke mix and put it in the car. It's been 30 years now. It hadn't hurt it yet.
No, a little bit of oil won't hurt your car.
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah.
Might help it.
I don't know if you
Well, they say don't do it regularly because it could clog up the converter if you do a lot of oil in it.
If you were to do a lot, but when you got a quart of two-stroke left,
with 30
fill
gallons,
up the 20-gallon gas tank, and I always use the Vet because it's got the biggest tank. And I just dump it in there, and
I don't think I've ever bought gas for my tractor. I use the old fuel from my customers. I just keep mixing. It works.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, the orifices on the carburetor of your tractor are 1/8 of an inch.
1/3 of a gallon, she says.
They're not like a Honda. Oh no, you have a John Deere LX. No, the one with the yellow deck, right?
STX 38.
STX 38.
Okay, at 1/3 of a gallon, that would imply that if you got ethanol free and the last guy got regular gas, that you would get 5% ethanol in your fuel, even if you were paying for ethanol free.
Everybody that was filling their small gas tank, all right, that for lawnmowers, when they go to put the hose in there, they wouldn't have to pay anything. Just go from hose to hose, get a 30.
No, but Hank, we're not saying but we're not saying it's in the hose dripping out. We're saying the check valve distance from the valve to where it checks off is about 4 feet. So you'll get a little residual once the valve releases. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's why the diesel pump is always separate.
Separate, yeah.
Always.
That's exactly right. That's what we're talking about right now. It's if it's a shared hose.
Yeah,
there's a lot of ethanol free.
I think separate hose, just like diesel. Sunoco. I think Sunoco's the only one around here that has 5 different pump hoses. The rest it's just one.
We have three different fuels supplied by the same hose.
Yeah.
Nick, do you know what's going on with diesel over here?
Say again, Adam.
What's going on with the red diesel over here?
Red diesel's gone funny now because who was talking about? Jimmy the Mower was on about it a little while ago. They're stopping lots of you guys, the lawn care guys, trying to stop you guys from using it.
Well, is that just a no cap?
I've heard
because they're not you're not classified as agricultural.
Right.
I've heard that if we get stopped on a job and they're tested, we get the machines all impounded.
They are. James again might know more than me about it, but I know someone was talking about it at Saltex, and I spoke to Jimmy the Mower about it as well. And it looks like you lawn care guys who have ride-on mowers, tractors, and bits and pieces like that do run diesel. They're trying to stop you guys from using red diesel because you're not classified as agricultural.
That's kind of agricultural. All you have to do is stand in front of the guy and eat the grass.
Hey, Luke, do you use red or agricultural diesel? Is he on here somewhere?
Luke was about.
So
Josh says that his lawnmower is a 4-stroke. So if you put plain fuel in a 4-stroke, Josh, I'm not seeing the issue, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Should be fine. I used to pay 48p a litre when ordering years ago. Now prices have shot up. Yeah. So can you use red diesel on your kit then, Dick? On the golf course on your tractors, can you use red diesel on that, Dick, or not?
You should be able to. The business.
If you can't in your yard, if you can't doing yard work, that's just a big yard in a golf course.
Golf course is a commercial business, though, so maybe get away with it.
Big yard, like Indiana, like Indiana.
Yeah,
that is one hell of a big yard.
So Dick works on a golf course, and he says, Aidan, that he can run red on his.
No. Well, anybody can, but is it legal?
I know there was a law coming out about lawn care guys not being refused to use red diesel. I did know something about. I heard something about it last year.
Yeah.
Now I have to look up Ford Kuga.
So I live in
Kuga. A Ford Kuga is not as exciting as it looks.
It's like if you take a Ford Edge and you let the air out of it, it becomes a Cougar.
Yeah. Oh, that is ugly.
Do we look better now?
It runs quite nice. It runs quite nicely though.
That's bigger
there you
than
go.
ugly.
Nikki Walsh has just said.
Looks like a Ford.
Hi. So Mick, some logic will apply to construction sites with diesel site mixers. Yeah, I have heard that as well, Nikki. Yeah. There will be a legislation out on it, Aidan. You might have to read up on it. I did. Red diesel in public spaces is an issue, I believe. So that would be where it comes from, Aidan. So if you're cutting someone's back garden, you shouldn't be using red diesel.
It's a safe bet too. We've got 3 or 4 countries here, so you're going to have 3 or 4 sets of rules.
Yep.
Yeah, but
And,
why?
and our red
What's
diesel
the
here
point?
is green.
Why aren't you allowed?
Because
Taxes.
red diesel has a dye in it which makes it red, and
Yeah.
therefore it just makes it smoke. They smoke more. So normally, lots of people from the travelling community used to run lots of their vehicles on cherry diesel, and you get a nice brand new transit going down the road, and it's blowing out black smoke like it's coming out of Indiana. You know,
Okay, but
you know what I mean? It just blows out a lot of smoke.
our farmers
Canada,
here, yeah, purple gas. We use purple gas here.
Allegedly,
Okay, there you go.
If you
Road
put your red diesel through a pipe with cat litter in it, apparently it might go white afterwards. So I wouldn't know much about it, but apparently that's the thing.
I wonder if that's what's in a catalytic converter.
Sometimes they will put a.
My equipment, then, Mick. If I do that,
Say again, Aidan.
if I do what you just said, are you prepared to repair all the diesel equipment?
You don't put the cat litter in your fuel tank, mate. You put it in a separate pipe in your back garden, and you run it through and filter it, and then you filter it again. Yeah, Mick, you can use red diesel or kerosene on your heater. Yep, got that. I run mine on kerosene, and it runs nice. Yeah, well, I've got mine on normal diesel, and it's 16 degrees in here now. I had to turn it down a smidge. So yeah, I run normal diesel on mine. For what I'm in here for, it doesn't cost that much.
Well, I used to use purple gas all the time, and then they started checking us. If you're on a rural road, which I use, they started checking just the average driver for purple gas, which is the same thing as what you're talking about. You know, you're driving around on tax-free fuel, and they really clamped down, and they stopped it.
I wonder if that's tax evasion.
Yeah,
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Just Jeff says it's just due to you can't drive it on the road. No, the rules have changed slightly, Jeff. It is slightly different, mate.
Even Dick Small isn't saying there's a $2,000 fine, but something you have to think about with the price difference and the taxes on gas. That $2,000 fine might be worth it. Yeah.
April needs me, boys. I got to go. See ya.
Good luck.
Okay.
Good luck,
Steve.
Yeah, Bill, you save $10,000 a year. I'll pay the $2,000.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, 80% win.
And there's no difference.
I heard if you
They tend to write the bill based on how much fuel they expect you could have used. Yes. I think they do here.
Yeah, but
sometimes in continental Europe, they don't have red diesel. It's actually green diesel, but it's the same concept.
Same idea, yeah.
But it's not only dye they put in; they also put in a trace element. And you can after you stop using the colored diesel and you go to regular diesel, they can still detect that trace element.
Isn't it sulfur? Here they use sulfur.
No, this is actually an isotope. It's an isotope.
Oh, okay.
But they can detect it 6 months down the line.
Wow.
If they want to.
Huh.
They're pretty serious about it here.
Well, it's taxes.
Yeah,
money's involved, it gets serious.
Tax money, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, they tax you guys like they figure out how much you make, and then they give you $10 and say the rest is taxes, right?
Yeah.
I've got one more question before I go.
Go on then.
That's gonna cost you extra, Hayden. That's it.
Yeah. Don't worry, Klaus. I'll just put it on his bill.
All right.
What are your guys' opinion on the Lifen engines?
On what engines?
Life fan.
Lifan.
It's like the stuff you get at Harbor Freight. It's all Chinese.
Yeah. You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Don't put it on a compactor.
Right. Okay.
It won't hold up on a compactor.
Have you guys watched Project Farm at all? That's a great site.
Yeah.
He took a Honda engine, a 190. Yeah. He took a Honda Clone 190, and he took a Harbor Freight Predator with the hemispherical thing. Yeah. And he put them all three, and he put them through hell. And the Honda Predator and no, sorry, the Harbor Freight Predator and the Honda did really well, and the Honda clone died.
Yeah.
When I got that go-kart, I put a Predator on it because I knew I got more power than I was going to get out of the
Yeah.
same Honda.
Yeah, they're well
And
made.
I replaced a GX 160, I think.
Yeah.
GX 160
5
with
horsepower.
with a Honda clone, cheapo. Customer wanted me to put that on. He made me buy it. I told him I would probably just go with a replacement Honda. He said, "Nope, I won't pay that." Okay. He said, "Buy this one. It'll work." I said, "Fine, it'll work. It fits good, so I'll do that." It lasted 6 months.
Mark
6
Whiteley
months.
says, here's a good question. When you're doing your service work, do you charge differently for ultrasonic cleaning to hand cleaning?
It's
Yeah,
cheaper to
because-
ultrasonic it.
Oh, yeah. I charge $20 more.
Okay, I'll ask the same question but in reverse. What happens if you manually clean a carburetor, it doesn't work, and then you put it through the ultrasonic cleaner, it does work? What do you then do?
I charge a little more because I've had to do it twice.
Yeah.
I charge what it would have been with the ultrasonic.
All depends on the carburetor.
I
How
charge the
dirty
same.
it is.
Yeah.
I charge the same.
I wouldn't double charge. No.
No.
I charge the same.
It's like when we learn things, we're not charging for it.
If you get to the point where a carburetor is acting up in a way that it really needs a cleaning, it goes in the ultrasonic. I don't start up with the spray stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's borderline, I'll sometimes try and flush it. If it doesn't work, it goes into the ultrasonic. I just charge for the ultrasonic.
You guys know me. I clean everything manually first.
Yeah.
No, but Bruce, I have to say, I've been doing the same thing since I saw you do it with dipping it in. I use ethanol, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Any kind of alcohol to remove water from the little passages and stuff inside. It works fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I
There he is. There's Klaus.
It's amazing, right? I play that tune and everyone busts a move, and there's Bill vaping his head off. It's amazing. Yeah, Bill, I see you, Bill. I see you. Everyone's going like that. Bill's going.
Would
That
Would you mind if I had
on my
another
top
beer?
10 soundtracks.
Yeah, you
no,
go.
please do.
So,
Thank you.
To be fair, I did forget to guess what it is, so I had to do a rush one. This may be a bit too easy for you guys and girls, but we'll see how we get on. Bum. That's changed.
Screwdriver. No.
Yeah. Oh, this has changed. Entire screen. I don't know what's on the live stream. That should work. Is that going to move it? Yep. Okay.
Oh, there's us again.
So you know what this is? Just put your comment in the chat if you know exactly what this piece of equipment is.
Can you brighten it up?
Yeah, could brighten it.
That's the best I can do. That's it.
It's black on black.
Is it black in color?
No, it's not. Yeah, there's something. You see it here? Look, there it is. There. It's it.
It looks like a rope holder.
Looks like my hip bone.
You got a new one?
So if you know what that is, put that in the chat and we'll go from there. Is it a clutch? That's what I thought it was initially. However, it is not a clutch. I'm expecting one person on the panel to get this. He should get it really easily. Is it a pipe cleaner? No. A body dolly? No. Pipe spacer? No. A rope holder? No. I'm just waiting for Klaus to put his in there. Oh, well, Klaus put pipe spacer. Oh, really, Klaus? Klaus, that is
I'm sorry.
interesting, Klaus. You haven't guessed what this one is yet. Is it a
Sorry.
pipe spreading? No, it's not. It is a clutch, says Bruce. It's not a clutch, says Mick.
I think it's an oil can opener.
Michael Roberts says stick it up again, but obviously he forgot to put the word please at the end of that, so we'll have to wait.
I'd go back to the old YouTube.
Mick,
Mick says,
is
"Bye,
it,
guys.
is it
Nice to meet
solid
you all."
as shown in the photo? Is it solid like we see in the photo?
Yeah, it's solid, mate. Yeah, solid as a rock.
How
Bill
big?
said,
How
please.
big? If you look at your hand, how big is it?
It's about the size. Oh, it's probably about. It might be about that sort of diameter.
That's exactly what I would think. Yeah.
About that diameter. Is it an OEM tool? Could
No.
be an OEM tool. That's why I said about Klaus guessing it. Stick it up again, says Michael Roberts. He hasn't said please, so it's not going to happen until he does. Is it a piston? No. Is it a hip bone? Says Hank. No, it's not a hip bone. A spark plug gripper? No. Looks like a ship anchor? No. A spacer wrench? No. A switch? No. Do you want to see it again?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah,
What's
it is an OEM tool.
What's it made of? Mick, steel, iron?
Oh, it's made of metal. Yeah, it's made of metal, mate. Yeah. A blade adapter.
Oh, that's a good guess.
That's a good guess.
Yeah,
I like
but
Hank's. I like Hank. Is it a spare hip? Or is it a hip bone? Great, Hank. Right, let's get up
What
there
it
again.
looks
Then.
like.
Batman mask. Good one, Matt.
There you go.
I'm completely lost here.
Well, it looks
Well,
like
Klaus. To be fair, Klaus, you have absolutely amazed me that you haven't got this. Absolutely, and do you know what? I am absolutely freaking reeling. You haven't got this.
It has to do with
Waiting for you
oil.
to turn it around and be a Briggs and Stratton sign on the other side.
Klaus, it has to do with oil.
Yeah,
I still,
no,
yeah, I know, but I still don't know what it is. You know.
Oh, so you used it before to fix the dents in your riding mower,
Oh, it's a dolly?
Dolly.
Spindle spacer, pull cord, rope stopper, dog's nose, OEM oil top. No, OEM oil top. What do you mean, Bruce?
Well, I'm just bullshitting close.
I don't know what an oil top is. Dog's nose, a flywheel puller, oil can opener. No. Is it a piston? No. Bodywork dolly? No. A dent? No. Anything else? Is it a crank? Oh, is it a crankshaft link? No. A dent? No. A drain plug?
Oh,
no.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Well, if you know what it is because you've been googling, then
I swear to
the
God, I
lights
haven't.
come on.
yeah,
I saw
whatever,
It's-
Bill.
it's a
Whatever, Bill.
It's a tool to take the oil cap off of a Briggs and Stratton engine.
Oh, you mother! It is, Bill.
Yeah. The only reason I know that is because I was working on one yesterday and I was thinking they should make a tool for this. And it occurred to me that would be perfect.
I did
Well,
not
the
know
one
that.
that-
I did not.
And it
I did
turns
not
out-
know that.
You've
I
got
didn't
two
know
little
that
nubs
even-
that stick up when it's got the one real
Klaus,
low.
Klaus, I tell you, you know, Klaus, when I show you this, you're going to be, oh, I need one of these in my life, right? So I just looking through internet and it came up with this little tool. Would you look at that? It's a doozy.
Yeah.
It is for
God.
taking off.
That is. Yeah.
It's for taking off the Briggs and Stratton and Tecumseh fuel
Yeah, the
oil
little
caps that you can
oil.
normally put a pair of pliers on there or something like that. It is an
Nick-
oil cap removing tool. How cool is that?
I was
That
doing it
must
be very
yesterday and I
small. It must
thought I
be
need
very
something
small.
like that.
The
I
plastic.
have never
Talking
seen
about-
anything even similar to that.
Are you talking
Now,
about?
how
Yeah,
would that
Bruce.
work on the single bar thing on the oil cap? So it's for the double bar.
Yeah, because there's two
Single-
little things that stick up and there's just no way to get to them easily.
But it's got the single one or even the screwdriver slot one.
Yes,
There you
that's
go.
what. That's exactly
Yeah.
it. That's the cap I had on that
Yeah.
McLean, and I couldn't get it off because I couldn't get my fingers in there.
Did you hear that? Did you hear Klaus just go, yeah? Yeah, he's like, oh,
You
dear
gotta
me.
get one
But
of
unfortunately,
those.
it says
I'm
out of
busy. I'm
stock.
busy.
Close. You got to get one. I'm too cheap to buy one, but you go for it, buddy.
It says
Actually, I have to be all and I do have the strength in my fingers to actually open those things, But
not after it's been sitting for 19 years. You don't.
Chris,
well, I do.
Chris Small
But
Engines just said nothing that a pair of pliers can't do. But if you're someone like Klaus who gets an OEM oil removal tool, he's going to be using that.
Is it on Amazon? Is it on Amazon?
No, but that was actually on a different website. That was on.
Because I have a wish list. If you guys don't know, I have a wish list.
Bruce, you're bad. I'll have to try and find it. I'll have to try and find it for you. But
Bruce, I don't know why, but you sound like somebody I know.
Oh, it was on a site called EZ Bore Motorsports. It says, but I don't know if Briggs actually do one. But it said out of stock. But yeah, Chris Small Engines. You have to remember, Klaus would walk past three drawers of pliers and screwdrivers to go and get his oil removal tool. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be happening. You're going to see it in a video.
So now I got to ask Hank, is that part of the things that you want to sort out with all your gaskets? Do you have 50 of those little plastic oil holder covers that you probably have? That's one more thing you got.
A bunch of them. Yes, I do.
Me too.
I could see a good use for that tool. You know, there's always the hidden oil plug, the one that always gets loose and messes things up,
or the one that's on too tight.
Yeah.
Well, there's a certain somebody in the chat that maybe, I know he's got a little store going on. Maybe he could make up a little 3D printed version of that tool. Could sell that on there as an oil removing tool. There you go, Brandon. Little thing for you. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Have you guys seen those oil caps that have the angled tops so that you can't tighten them up too much?
Yeah.
Isn't that a bitch, eh?
1995.
You get the grinder, put a cutter on it, and put a little slot in it. It's a flathead screwdriver. Yeah, Mick.
Brandon can make one. So Brandon, when you make one and you feel like saying, do you know what? I might send that to someone for a video test. Just remember who gave you the idea for that. Of course, obviously, it's not patent protected, but just let me know.
Mick, when I said that, I said that, and I said, "Oh, I know what it is." The same way that a guy says, "Oh, I know why my wife's mad."
Yeah, you see,
I thought maybe I knew what it was.
You see, Chris says, I use a pair of pliers, but yet John is like going, "Oh yeah, I'm making me one of them." Do you know what I mean? It's a thing, right?
I'm making one too when I get home.
I didn't think about it. It's like
have a look at this one.
Tomorrow I'll own one.
Brandon says, "Oh Mick, I know you know." We got there, Klaus. What's that? We got there.
That's for the Chinese versions.
That would fit on a weird Phillips, a Japanese Phillips. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. That kind of plug. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good one, Mick. That was an excellent. What is this?
You know what? When it came up as OEM Briggs and Stratton Tecumseh, I thought Klaus said he may not be into it, so I found a 50-50 chance of getting this out. But I had a feeling I put it on then Klaus going, oil removal tool next, but you just weren't there. And Kenny said, "I'll give you a tip, it's for oil." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Klaus is still not on it.
I have never seen anything even remotely similar to that tool ever.
I know, right?
Either.
There's a good chance I may in the future, but right now I haven't.
Klaus, I wouldn't have gotten it if I wasn't facing a need for that tool yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I think personally, if John's going to make one of those, I think John should send me one of those. I think that's fair. As I've bought it to you, John, I think you should make two and send one to Micks Mowers.
Yeah.
The mower man. Email is down below. Feel free.
And I'll pay good money for it.
Yeah. I thought that was good. I mean, sometimes they can be a bit of a bugger just to get out, especially on the Tecumseh. Get right down in there.
That was a great guess. What it is, man. That was
that was a good one.
Can we all try and bear this in mind, gentlemen? The next time Conker does a guess what it is, because normally they're crap, right? Can we try and so next week when Conker does it? Oh, hello here, got to guess what it is for you. If you want to see it, just say, You know what? Mick had an absolute humdinger last week, Conker. You won't be able to top it.
Okay, you guys have to take your hat off to Conker. He fixed that riding cycle or what are this scooters or whatever they are for people with
the luggy.
Thank you. He fixed that damn thing.
Bruce, Bruce, what I will say to you is, Bruce, is hats off to the man for fixing it. But in the background, there was somebody actually on the phone to the service center people, finding out links and finding out the pros and cons. Yeah, someone called Micks Mowers was on the phone to him for about 25 minutes whilst Conker was trying to fix it.
Gosh, Mickey, you won't even cut the guy a little bit of slack, eh?
No. Well, I can't. It's just not in my nature. I actually have the top Conker plonker coming down my house on Monday because he spoke to us on the WhatsApp group and said, Mick, I bought myself, I found a scarifier, he said. Scarifier. He says, cheap, about 70 quid. I went, well, that's cheap. Yeah, so I'd have that. I'll break your arm for that. I'd have that because scarifiers down my neck of the woods, but they go for quite good money. So he was well happy. He shot off and put a bid on it or whatever he'd done. And he come back, yep, mine, got it, pick up tomorrow. Got my own scarifier. I said, well, what engine's got? He said, I don't know. I said, okay, what colour is it? He went, it was green. Oh, it could be a hater. I don't know.
Anything.
So he was well happy with this new scarifier aerated tool he's got. It turns out it was a Quokar cylinder mower with a scarifying cartridge in it with a Tecumseh, with an Italian Tecumseh engine on it. And when he showed me, I was like, what have you brought? I said, please tell me you've got the cutting cylinder for it. He went, might have, might not. So he's coming down my house on Monday to pick up a spare cylinder, a side panel, and a grass box collection bar because the mower he's bought is actually only 3/4 complete because he hasn't got the rest of the bits. So.
Oh, man. Are you watching, Conk? We love you, buddy. We love you.
I said, you best be bringing down bloody lunch. That's all I'm bloody saying. Bloody bloke.
Well, that's like buying a lawnmower with a thatching blade and somebody says it's a scarifier, right?
Yeah. But, you know, having a friend like Conker shouldn't turn into having a dependent like Conker, should it? Do you know what I mean? Dependent, that man.
So I just pictured him with his bad leg.
You're a good friend, Mick.
I just pictured him with his bad leg, with his that bar didn't look that long that he said he bent the frame on with, and I can just picture him in there going, 5 or 6 times, and he got it. He got it.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what? To be fair, credit where credit's due. You've got an oldish gentleman there, sat in his shed, and he's making it happen. He's doing it, and it's much like Hank, and yourself, Bruce.
Stumpy.
In your retirement years, So my dad, he just sits there and does nada, not a blinking thing. But yet some other guys, they're willing to go out there and have a go. The only thing with Conker, I will say, is that Conker will get in a nice lawnmower. He said, all runs, he says. I said, cool, what are you doing to it then? I've had a crankshaft out of it.
That's like the beginning of our conversation. What would you do with an engine that runs?
He just cannot help. That bottom pan's got to come off. And then he goes, couldn't find a sodding piston clip either. What did you take it out for? There's nothing wrong with it. And then he goes, it don't run now. Do you know what I mean? Of course it don't run. You got it in 35 different bits.
I love that.
He winds me up something wicked.
Oh,
he's a good old boy. Lawnmower detective in the house. Hello, mate. I'll see you, Dave. Thanks for popping in. Hope to see you. Nice to see you.
Oh, Davey. You coming up?
5-0 in the house. Yeah, let's all leave. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
You're smoking some meat in that barbecue tonight.
Ken, did you get any snow? We got about a foot this morning, says Chris Small Engines.
No, just rain here. We had snow Tuesday, but that was it. Nothing since.
We got a foot of snow in the 90s.
We got a foot of snow in the yard, and it's been there since November.
And you don't care?
Oh, I do care, because the guy that's looking after my house is 80.
I
feel bad for the old guy.
I touched one once. I didn't like it. It was big.
Oh.
Oh, yes, I'm the great Bruce Pender. Wow, chicka, wow, wow. Oh.
Do you know what? I forgot I had them. Kenny, what was it you were saying about the guy who fitted your daughter's gas heater? hot water heater this week.
Just play it, Mick. Just play.
If I have a really good waiter at a restaurant, I'll walk back like in the hallway, like no one can see him, and I'll slip him something because I know he's going to get screwed. You know.
I forgot I had them.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. I forgot I had them.
You know, this is just like four old guys having a coffee at the hotel down the way, right?
Stella says you're a bad man. No, I'm not.
No.
I touched one once. I didn't like it. It was big.
I touched one time.
So Stella, I want to know how you made out on the open hockey tournament for the NHL. You worked your ass off on that. Oops. Where is she? Is she in there?
She's there. Mick never forgets anything. Yeah, you know me. I don't forget. I'll tell you something. You guys don't want to spend no more than 3 minutes in my head. I tell you, it's not a good place to be.
I don't remember anything.
It's not that, bro. Someone will say something. I've got like 15 things to say. I need to. Okay, keep it cool. Let's keep it clean.
Well, you said no profanity at the beginning of the show, and I've already broken that rule 3 times.
I tell you.
No shit.
Yeah. I tell you something, Klaus. It's no good being in my head. I'm telling you.
You got to watch your language. There's a lot of assholes around.
One for every head, by the way.
I use my audio editor for the word "damn it" every single video.
Just to let you know, guys, I'm now nearly 5 months no smoking. Not one cigarette in 5 months.
Way to go, Mick.
You just extended your lifespan by 10 years, Mick.
Holy shit! What's that? 5-pounder?
3.
Well, all I'm saying to you is that yesterday or day before yesterday, that was nowhere. That jar was empty last week. I'm telling you, I've seen that jar go and he's go pop.
That's why they have Costco.
To be fair, Hank, it makes a change. You normally have a big bag that says mixed nuts in there. You know, a handful of mixed nuts.
Mixed or mixed?
M-I-C-K-S nuts?
Mick, that's where you throw the Stella clip in.
Yeah, but you see, the Stella clip only been played twice. I've played it twice already. I can't play it a third time.
I touched one once. I didn't like it. It was big.
That is so bad and funny.
I'll tell you something, Bruce. It took some editing to get that. I'm telling you.
Oh, and if you take anything from me, I don't pause between what I say, so it's just like da. So you gotta cut it. I understand. I edit myself.
You can cut it and spread it. No problem at all. Oh, there's a saying: you can cut it and spread it. There you go. I need to keep my mouth shut. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to pick up a new lift table, Bruce. I've got to say, I was talking to Klaus about because Klaus is obviously just getting his lift table sorted out.
He's upstaging us.
Well. Actually, I'm going to say, Bruce. Klaus already knows, don't you, Klaus? You know the fact of being upstaging. I can't upstage Klaus. Klaus got an all singing, all dancing, remortgage his house to get his lift table. But I do have a new Pender lift coming. And
a super Pender lift.
Yeah. Yes, Klaus, I like it. So, I looked on Facebook Marketplace the other week, and actually, no, I didn't. I can't take credit for it because it wasn't actually me. It was my good friend Gabriel, who does the same as me, but just a lot better. And he sent me a link to. There's Gabriel twice. He sent me a link to. Let me find my Facebook. Here it is, Facebook Marketplace. Where's that? There's purse. Gone too far. Facebook Marketplace. And if I go to Marketplace and punch in lift table, you wait to see this, Bruce. You wait to see this. Lift table. Boom. Hydraulic. He might have took it off the market, has he? Let's have a little look here.
I'm gonna open you up and make you bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, did I just say something?
He might have took it off the marketplace. He might have done. Yeah, I think he has. Let me try and find it.
The Pender lift has shown its limitations, size of platform, and height of use.
Yeah. But when I punch in Pender lift in Google, on the pictures,
comes up.
the first one
It does come up.
video done by Mr. Bruce Pender.
That's cool. That is very cool.
And all I did was buy a lift from Princess Auto / Harbor Freight and stick a piece of plywood on it. Eh?
I mean, from when I saw you use it the first time, Bruce, until there was one very similar in blue in my shop, time frame was about 2 days.
You know,
and I've been loving it ever since.
And you know what? Mick would still catch me down on my knees because I had a generator on the Pender lift and I'm down on my knees working on a mower.
Yep.
You need two.
Yeah, I keep thinking there's got to be a way to set that up so you could just use your impact or a screw gun. You wouldn't want to use an impact, but a screw gun.
I don't mind.
Wind it up and down.
Me pumping it up in fast motion is part of my shtick.
I'm taking that out.
Yeah, that's
been taken straight out. I'm editing that one. Oh.
I just started to say that's great. That's great, Bruce. You just fed Mick.
Oh, shtick.
Oh man, I can't find it. How bad is that?
But you know, Trudy bought me that 9 years ago, and it has just, well, I found it. She paid for it. I got it for my birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had people comment in my videos. Have you seen that guy Bruce's lift that he uses? You should get one of those. I say, yeah, I've heard about that.
So nobody knows me in Red Deer, right? But people come up to me down here and go, "You're that guy. You're that guy."
Yeah,
I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
I can't remember if I told you guys. It happened to me for the first time about a month ago.
You got recognized.
Yep. Not by my face, of course, but because of my T-shirt.
Oh yeah, the piston.
Just trying to find this photograph. I'm just going in the archives of the dad's WhatsApp of the small engine WhatsApp group. God, you guys have been busy in there.
So Klaus, did you sell him a T-shirt before you were done?
No. No.
Hank's frozen. He's got his hand in the jar.
He's probably fallen asleep.
No, you know they have different ratings on those Pender lifts. I've used them up to 2,000 pounds.
Mine goes to 650.
Yeah, 2,000 pounds. You're approaching car lift.
They got another one that goes. Mine doesn't quite reach the bench, but it does reach the tailgate of my.
Yeah. Well, we used to lift heavy
4 inches to get it to the bench, eh?
Yeah.
Where's the photograph?
But it is even nice to put if I can get the front wheels of the tractor on there to get it up there so I can do blades.
Yeah.
I avoid lawn tractors.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
No, rolling around on the ground at 66 years old is not my idea of fun.
Yeah.
Crane.
Yeah, I got one of those. I got a hoist.
Yeah, Bruce found it. So this is
Bruce, call it the Pender crane, and you'll be able to find it on Google.
So this is what I'm hoping to pick this up next week. I'm hoping.
Okay, here we go.
I didn't pay a lot of money for
I got you blown up. Ooh, you're freezing a bit, Mick. There we go. Well, it looks
That
like a
is
Pender
super.
lift.
It's a big one. It's nice.
But it's about 5 foot.
The handles are back, eh? So you've got a bit more room up top.
It's about 5 foot long, Bruce.
In your little shop, though.
I can't
Come
comment on the
on.
size. I
Why
can
can't
see
you
it
just-
coming up
why
next
can't
week.
you just be happy for me?
I'm so
I
happy.
Great,
can't.
eh?
The first thing I asked Mick was, "Your floorboards, how thick are they?"
Yeah, that's okay. Wait. Well, look, I've already had the Dennis in here once, so if it can hold the Dennis, it can hold anything.
Exactly.
You're right.
You know what? I could use another Pender lift and maybe a modification of the Pender lift. Something that goes a bit higher.
The only thing I have on my Pender lift that I wish I could make it a little wider, because I don't have any room to put stuff when a mower is on it.
Well, you know, yes, but if you go wider than 24 inches, right, which is what most Pender lifts are, then you're pushing your width to your benches. You're pushing the width between, like 24 inches is an optimal measurement.
No, but it is, and anywhere on it where you tip a mower up on its side, it won't flip. But you do wider, it may flip.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to do that, but I just wish there was a little more.
And I'd like to thank you, Ken, for saving my life. Are you there, buddy?
How did I do that?
Because I don't wear my blue coat while I'm running a lawnmower when it's at the top notch in the pender lift. It sucks the little tail of my coat into the blade. And can you imagine what I'd look like if it got sucked right in there? If you guys look, the tails of my coat are frayed.
To be fair, Bruce, it would make pretty good viewing.
It would make a great video.
And then Trudy coming in and calling 911 and hauling my dead ass out the door.
It's not as bad as it looks.
It's just a flesh wound.
A little methyl hydrate will clean this up. Don't worry.
So hopefully I'll pick it up next week. I'm hoping they can't sell it to me yet. Because they're
I'm anxious.
They're waiting to move something heavy, and they want to use that to do it. So the blokes removed it from marketplace.
I gotta get one now.
Well, what I will say to you is, Bruce, is that if I was you, why don't you reach out to Vivor in Canada, because they have lift tables on Vivor, and you'll get one for free. As long as you do a little review on it.
I put my name on it. Like the Pender lift, if you actually go to Princess Auto or
let me see if they do
or Google and you Google a Pender lift, it's out there.
Let me have a look on.
I've started something.
Let me have a little look on Vivor for you to see if they do one in Canada. Let's have a little look. I know they have got Canada on here, so it could be a thing. Let me just punch in my credentials. Oh no, already. Oh no, what's a put my details in. Let's have a look.
Password.
They do $289.99.
Yeah.
660-pound capacity.
It's the same as the Pender.
Yeah. It is exactly the same as the Pender lift. But the thing with Vivor is that even though they do come out with these programs every month, there's a tool you can request to do a review on. You get it for free, la la la. But sometimes if you got a good handler, you can push them a little bit. Because I just
what is the
I'm just finishing
Vivo?
doing.
What is the name of the site?
Vivor.
Okay, so Bruce, look, Bruce, on Vivor on the Canadian website, they'll be coming soon, Ken. I'm waiting for better flying weather, Ken. There you go. There you go. They do them.
Yeah, they do them.
Okay.
So they do on Vivor. If you just reached out to them, I'm sure they'd hook you up. They do a half ton lifts.
Yeah, and 660-pound one too.
I don't think that's a Pender lift, is it? That's I'm not seeing that one on here. No, I'm seeing 500. All I'm seeing. But yeah, if I would reach out to Vivor.
I will.
I
would even do a video for them.
You know what I mean? I'll send you a link. Bruce, and then you can reach out to them. And if you get one for free, and you just got to do a video review, everyone's a winner.
I love the F word.
They'll talk about they have products every month that you can request to do a review on. But if you got a good handler and you write to them and talk to them, they can send you other stuff than what's on the program. So,
my name's Bruce, and I'm an old fart, and I work on stuff. Yeah.
I would like to show how your Pender lift is better than mine, and they'll send you one.
Yeah.
Because I could use two. Because you guys totally understand. You got a big generator in the air. You've got a snowblower in the truck, and you've got one of those compactors that weigh what? 250 pounds on the floor.
I can't wait for my 2-ton capacity lift table to be in operation.
I just can't take Trudy's parking out of there. She'd kill me.
The main reason I want one, Bruce, is I want to be able to do my egg and bacon over here, my servicing, repair work, and what have you. I mean, over here, I can put a project mower up on the stand and not have to worry about having to take it off to get a mower on for service. At the moment, if I do a project, I've got to have enough videos in the bank to make sure that I can leave that project up on the bench for like 2 months, so I can get it done. So if I've got it over here, I can put anything on this bench over here, jack it up, and then leave it on there for 2 or 3 months while still doing my egg and bacon over here.
Mm-hmm. I had that crazy green snowblower on that lift that you guys were really sick of for 2.5
Whoa! I don't recall you doing any snowblower videos this year so far.
Part 8.
Part 8 of a John Deere. Oh, you're dragging that one out, aren't you?
Well, but you know what? I went through that thing because it was a keeper. Anything with yellow or green paint on it, any man in North America, his brain goes dead when he sees yellow and green paint. Must be having a beer.
Turning my heater off, Hank. It's too warm in here, Hank.
What's that?
I'm just turning my heater off. It's too warm in here.
Yeah. The green and yellow is Hobby Motors colors.
It is a little slightly different green.
Well, in all honesty, it's actually only.
Didn't hear a thing.
Damn it. Yellow.
Did Bruce fall off his chair?
Yeah.
Bruce, are you all right?
Greg, you killed Bruce.
and Hank blacked out. Way to go, Mick.
It's not unusual. It's not unusual for Hank just to fall asleep in my streams. It's been done before. I haven't put the link's gone out there, guys. Anyone wants to join? Feel free to come up on the panel and come and have a natter with us guys up here. Where did Kenny go? Did Kenny go get something to eat?
No, Kenny doesn't eat anymore. He's on a permanent diet.
Yeah, Kenny's doing well.
Oh, would you look at that? Would you look? Hey, Putin, stop censoring.
Putin.
Nice. I should call it Hobby Motor.
And you see the old Bruce, the old Bruce's shop shirt's really starting to get sloppy around the neck and stuff. So is that where Trudy grabs you? Says, come here, come out of that shop, come out of there, not have those tools, come out. I hope she's doing the same thing down at the pool.
Yep.
Yeah. She'll be getting drunk. She'll be dancing away. You all right, Kenny?
Oh yeah.
Kenny, you're in a new location today, aren't you?
No, visiting my mom.
You know what? When I visited my mom at her place, the couches for those little old ladies, they have 3 cushions, but they only seat 2 people.
Yep.
My dad started tutting every time I go around there and I boil the kettle on to make a cup of tea. He's like, have you any idea how much that costs to keep boiling that kettle?
Oh no. He's worried about the electricity to boil a kettle.
God.
Yeah, well, you know what, though? Give him a hug and make him uncomfortable.
No, he's cool. He come around mine the other day. He's not been very well. He come around mine the other day and he sat on the set. He couldn't get back up because my set is quite deep. And when you sit back in it, my dad's little legs don't touch the floor anymore. And he had problems getting out of the settee. So I had to drag him out by his hair.
Hair?
He's all right. He's doing okay. It's funny since he went into hospital, he's not had no more belts of dizziness or nothing like that. I reckon he had concussion. You know.
Really? Yeah. That's
I
good.
reckon he had concussion. He went for a CT scan yesterday. He went for one of those. Check the old brain. He's just waiting on results for that now. You ever found one? Yeah, they did find one.
Hey, Kenny, did you have a haircut? Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Did you have a haircut, Kenny?
What was that joke about the goat? That was me, wasn't it?
No.
Oh yes, it was. Was that James Hayes had a goat called Mick and a goat called Conker or something?
Oh yeah.
I am going to. You guys don't turn me in. I'm going to have one more beer.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I
I'm
know.
telling Trudy.
We are not telling.
Trudy.
You're a bad influence, Close. I'll be right back.
Yes. But you're on vacation, so screw you.
I'm going to email Trudy. I'm emailing Trudy. So that's what Bruce's wish was. The other week with the butterflies. Please let me have 3 beers on Mix next week.
Yeah. That was the trade-off. Oh boy.
He's enjoying himself. He's enjoying himself. He'll soon be back home wrenching on those machines.
Yeah.
I will go and pick up a snapper tomorrow. I've got it off of eBay.
Can you get pots for those in the UK, Mick?
Yeah, you can get them. There's lots of companies, Klaus, like Mower Sports Direct and all that sort of thing. You know,
Yeah.
You can tend to get the bits off. But I picked this one up.
I have
Riley
a super.
Boy, I'm going to go and pick it up tomorrow. Where's my internet?
So down at the pool here, they have a little restaurant and they have 2-for-1 margaritas. And I'm hearing I can hear Trudy's laugh from a mile away, right? So I think she's on her second margarita now. So we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
You
good.
can tell
And
by
you know
her
what?
laugh how many she's
Margaritas is
had.
all about fruit. You know, you get
It's all about the tequila.
So I'm picking this up tomorrow, Klaus. This is quite a nice machine. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. It all runs. Nothing wrong with it. It all runs.
Oh, that's
they are
nice.
That is a super nice machine. They are so sturdy. They're really nice.
It's got and it's clean too. It's clean.
Yeah.
So I picked that up.
It's got the big. It may be hard to start Briggs and Stratton engine on it.
Yeah,
Have you guys ever heard of the
They can be a bit tricky. I tend to find with those, Klaus, a lot of that is just choke adjustment on those.
Yeah,
but if you get
yeah.
the choke adjustment right, they tend to start all right on those
Yeah.
ones.
But they do take quite a. I mean, I would never sell that to a little old lady that wants something easy starting.
Well, the advantage is I'm picking it up tomorrow, Sunday, so it might make for a good video for when my mate comes round on Monday.
Yeah.
and I'll get him to start it up.
Yeah. How much does that go for? When you're going to sell it, how much will that go for?
I'm hoping to get out of it because it's got a mulching side discharge and bagger. So it's 3-in-1, self-propelled, 21-inch. It'll be fully serviced. It's got full service history. If you that's the thing. It's got all the paperwork for the servicing.
And it's commercial.
I'm hoping to get around about $250 for that.
Nice.
Somewhere in there.
I don't understand this. Why? I would never, ever be able to sell a mower exactly like that at $250 here.
No,
me too.
I'd never get more than $160 for something like that.
Not here.
Yeah, that would be that would be what it would go for here too. Even though I've had John Deere mowers in that are hideously expensive to begin with, and I have to let them go at 160, 170, 180.
Maybe 180 on a John Deere,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
So what is that? I think Mick
I had
lives
one
in
go
a
over
very
200, and it was
Either
new.
Mick is an extremely
I
good
think
salesman,
Ken
or
and-
the prices
Ken
are
and Mick
just
live-
higher.
Ken and Mick live in a very, very exclusive
but-
area where people pay.
But I noticed
I
noticed
tell you-
what
I
I noticed.
tell you something, Bruce. It's not that, right? Because I think you might have been right if you go back like 10, 15 years ago, right? We're not.
Okay.
Bognor Regis is just a sunny seaside. It's not even a resort. It's just a sunny seaside town. That's all it is. But what they have done so far in the past 10 years is they have built houses and built houses and built houses, and they put no more services or amenities up. So I think what's happened is that we've had an influx of, like, I don't know, let's say they've built 10,000 houses in the past 10 years around here, right? Something like that. There's been no more schools, no more petrol stations, no more doctors, no more pubs, nothing. So if I've only got 5 lawnmower main dealers around me, and in these new little builds they're building now, these nice big £300,000-400,000 houses, by the time we put a patio set in there and a 6x4 shed, the garden's full, right?
You can use a whippersnipper.
You can use a whippersnipper and these little lawnmowers, but you wouldn't want to have a lawnmower repair guy in the back garden of a brand new build because you wouldn't be able to do it. So I think I've got an influx of people here from all over the country, all over the world, come to move into Bognor Regis, and they all need lawnmowers. So therefore, I can sell at a good price. But I think the main reason I sell for such relative money is it's all in the photograph. You've got to take time. Yeah. I will wait for the sun to come round at 2:00 before I take the photograph, because when you spray it with WD-40 or a bit of lacquer and the sun, Bruce, I'm dead serious. You can take a mower which looks like absolute crap, and when you
transmission fluid.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little hated Kestrel today. When I picked it up, you wouldn't have given it a second glance. And today I fully serviced it, and by the time I finished it, I sprayed the cowling up, sprayed the airbox up, sprayed the handles, bit of WD-40 and all that.
Shines like a new nickel. Shines like a new
penny. And I've always said, people who are buying stuff are like magpies. If it's shiny, they just swoop right in.
Yeah,
simple as that. You know?
I had a funny thing this year. I know for a fact that 5 of my regulars have switched to robotic mowers.
Are we still on public, by the way?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Has switched to robotic mowers, which by all means it may be a good thing. And I was kind of thinking about that. I said, okay, if that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. You know, I can always go to chainsaws or something. You know,
no, there's no chainsaws.
And then I dropped by my parts where I get most of my parts, and he's a dealer too. And I talked to him and said, "How you doing on robotic mowers?" He says, "I'm getting out of that business." I said, "What? There's no money here. There's too much competition." Okay. I said, "But," and he said, "Let me show you something." I went back in the office with him and said, "I did a little calculation the other day." And what he did was he calculated the cost of mowing your lawn with a regular mid-grade lawnmower with a petrol engine, and he did over 10 years. He says that the mower, if you take good care of a mower, it'll last you 10 years plus, but 10 years. And he did the same with a top quality Husqvarna, that they are top of the line here. Robotic mower for the same size of lawn, between 15 and 20 times more expensive to have your lawn cut with a robotic mower than a regular walk behind.
So here's what you do, Klaus, is you just get approached by a company and they just send you one for nothing.
Where's my off button? It looked like a damn Formula One car.
Okay, the one thing you're forgetting, Klaus,
that's what's coming. That's what's coming in 2 weeks' time. A company reached out to me and said, we would like to give you a robotic mower. They want an 8-minute video. An 8-minute video. Unboxing, setup, blah 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 blah. Use 8 minutes. My intros take 6. So,
I know.
You know. So
that's nice, Mick.
That's but they reckon it's about $3,000 machine. I don't think it is, right? But
I will say a robotic mower. My dad has one, and when he got it 10 years ago, I haven't sprayed his lawn in 10 years.
Yeah.
For weeds.
So you know what, Klaus? You know what you're forgetting, Klaus? Is that I have a niece, and she wasn't feeling well the other day. She ordered 3. Do you guys have 7-Elevens around you? Like,
yeah, you're building a brand new one.
There are 7-Elevens on Mars.
Yeah. So she wasn't feeling well. She spent $28 for 3 little Slurpees from 7-Eleven on Skip the Dishes.
Wow.
So these people don't give a shit about. These people don't give a heck about money. Like money has nothing to do with it. They'll just put it on their credit.
Yeah. You're right.
I wasn't too envious about doing a robotic mower originally, looking back, you know. But in all fairness, it's what I do is mowers. It's not my thing. I like to have a roller and I like to collect my grass. I like stripes. It's not going to do that. But I was just thinking, I could set that thing up at 2:30 in the morning to go out, cut the lawn whilst I'm at work. If I know rain's coming the next day, I can just hit a button whilst I'm at work. It goes and mows the lawn. The lawn's down. I ain't got to worry about
You've
it.
got to attach your mower to the backup. You get your stripes.
There's one thing you want to consider, Mick. One thing. The little brown bombs you have in your yard.
Yeah. Apparently it comes with an avoiding radar. I'm hoping the grass is going to be low enough, the turds are going to be high enough.
Your dog is little. I call those yard cigars.
Yeah. Bill, I got to ask you a question, though. It's actually not a question. It's actually if you want to keep your ears out. When doing, I get a lot of requests for doing service on robotic mowers. And my service so far is limited to brushing it clean and changing the blades. Because if there's anything wrong with it, you need a computer and a program.
Yeah, you need a way to plug into it.
Yeah. Is there any that you are aware of? Is there any software that is sort of, I mean, I would say generic?
It wouldn't be generic. It would be model specific every time.
Yeah.
Because they've all got their own sensor systems, and you know they're running motion at very least, and they're probably running. They might be running motion and infrared if they don't want to kill the kids.
Yeah.
Avoid anything over X degrees
But
or
I
in
mean,
this
like
temperature range.
I mean, remember when cars first came out with hey, hi Kenny, came out with the plugins, the little cheap ones that just give you codes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
the cars took 80 years to reach a standard where they all agreed with it, and even at that, they still don't all agree.
No standard. No.
Well, there is a standard. The ODB plug, and then the ODB2 plug. Yeah. Eventually, everybody agreed on it, but they agreed on it because the federal people in assorted countries said if you want to sell it here, it'll have it.
Yeah, it's the 9/16 wrench for OBDI.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking that
the software would have to be specific to whatever sensor set you've got on the mower.
Because it is completely impossible for me to get a copy of the software that's say for Steel or Husqvarna's because they're semi.
No! If they put it on a chip, it's impossible to get it. You can take it back.
Yeah,
off.
but the problem is if you want to do an upgrade or a diagnosis,
it's proprietary.
Half the information comes from the Husqvarna or Steel server. The other half is on a proprietary laptop that goes into the machine. You can't do it.
Well, the laptop, the machine itself is just feeding codes.
Yeah.
It might feed an OB3994, and then the server knows what that code means.
Yeah.
But so you would have to get hold of both hands. You'd have to have both ends of the equation to make sense of it.
Yeah.
But you're guaranteed. The security isn't going to be there because there's a lot of money in car computers. There's not much money in lawnmower computers, and lower money means lower security. Security is expensive.
Yeah,
it'll come out.
I hope it will because
my yard's too big.
I mean, I wish I could help people more because when they come in with something that has an issue, I said, you know what, it's got three print things inside. It's got 2 motors. I can swap them all out. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that's going to be expensive. If it's just a sensor or if it's a motor that's burned out, I don't know because I can't tell.
But there's a way to debug those too.
Yeah, but I don't have the skill set for that.
Yeah. Well, you do though. You're not giving yourself enough credit. It's you've got to think. It's like if you think a sensor might be bad, you can set it up in a manner where only that sensor is, blind the other sensors, and then go back and forth in front of that sensor and see if it stops.
Yeah,
short it out or whatever.
But I wouldn't short it out because shorting it out, you don't know how much resistance is expected to come back from that sensor.
Yeah. But let's say one of the motors draws too much power. Yeah, something is off with it.
I gotta let the cat out.
But that's a motor. If it's drawing too much power, that means it overheated, and because motors have the magnet wire in them, and they'll draw too much power because it gets too hot, and the magnet wire literally the coating will melt and so it'll touch in the middle.
Yeah.
So when did Bruce get a cat?
I don't know, but I got one too.
Your cat's got to stop drinking beer. You're pissing all night.
Yeah.
Right, so I think we'll call it for tonight, ladies and gents. I've had a nice little night, and Mrs. P's got work tomorrow, so I'm going to call it the end of the stream. We're going for what, 2.5 hours nearly, so that'd be good. So next week, I think you're back to Top Conker again, and may God have mercy on your soul. So we'll catch you next time on a Micks Mowers stream, another day, another dollar, another time, and we'll see you all soon. So look after yourself. Thanks for coming in. Catch you later on. Bye bye.
Thank you. Please drive through.